100,000.
Despite what seems to be a widening rift between Israel and the Biden administration, the Jewish state is not letting up on its bombing campaign in Gaza as it pledges to crush Hamas.
Airstrikes overnight and into Friday hit 2 residential buildings in Rafah, killing 8 Palestinians, and a third targeted a kindergarten turned shelter for the displaced in central Gaza, killing at least 4 people, according to hospital officials and AP journalists who saw bodies arriving at hospitals. The overnight airstrikes came hours after President Joe Biden said on Thursday that he considers Israel's conduct of the war to be over the top. More than half of Gaza's 2.3 million population has been driven by Israel's military offensive toward the border with Egypt. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Ukraine's new army chief says his immediate goals include harnessing the power of new technology. News and analysis, townhall.com. The FAA is investigating an incident in which one JetBlue plane grazed another on an airport tarmac the other morning.
It happened at Boston Logan International Airport. 2 JetBlue planes made contact while both were on the tarmac's de-icing pad. The wingtip of one plane touched the tail of the other. Nobody was hurt and both flights were canceled. Passengers say they were moved on to other aircraft. A spokeswoman for the Massachusetts Port Authority called the collision very minor. JetBlue confirmed the incident involving flights to Las Vegas and Orlando and said safety is its priority. And we will work, said JetBlue, to determine how and why this incident occurred. I'm Rita Foley.
There's a new AP NORC poll on air travel. Finds that roughly 7 in 10 adults surveyed say that planes are a very or somewhat safe method of travel. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 7 o'clock. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me. Mike Winters. I hit the wrong button. Put number 2 instead of 3. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to it.
Yes.
I made it. We're here.
It's Friday and it's Super Bowl weekend.
Super Bowl weekend.
Are we still allowed to say that?
Yes.
Or do we have to refer to it as the big game?
No.
I think as long as we're not using advertising.
Yeah, like we're just talking about the Super Bowl. We can say the Super Bowl.
All right.
But if McDonald's wanted to say, come to McDonald's and watch the Super Bowl, then we'd be in trouble.
Although they probably could, because I'm pretty sure
they'd have to pay. They'd pay, but like.
But I'm pretty sure had done that in the past. They've got.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, like they're national enough where they probably were an official sponsor of the Super Bowl. But yeah, unless you're that, you can't. That's why when we'll get like mom and pop businesses and stuff, they'll say, "Hey,
the
we're
big
having
game,
we're having a Super Bowl watch party at our." And like, you can't say Super Bowl watch party.
Nope.
That's trademark.
It's funny how litigious people can be, especially in the worst situations. Like I read a story, and this was like last year, about how Disney was suing a family because they used Disney characters on their child's coffin.
What?
Their kid died,
Wow.
And they were burying their kid. I think it was like a Buzz Lightyear. It had like a bunch of different Disney. And Disney tried to sue this family.
Wow.
They eventually dropped the case, from what I've heard or gathered. But
what are you going to win out of that one?
That's the slimiest thing you could possibly do.
Family's already going through enough, and now you're going to hit them with a lawsuit.
And that's why
I
could never be a lawyer, you know?
Yeah. At some point, you're just like, all right, this is just classless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if the dad's a jerk, you know, like, come on, that's just a bad move,
right?
You know? Especially if you're Walt Disney.
Exactly.
It's not like you're like it's this one character that the guy made his whole living off of, and then you put it on and then though it's like, who's going to see it?
Speaking of, and I think this is hysterical. Last week tonight is coming back for their new season. I think it's either this Sunday or next Sunday.
Yeah.
And the poster for the new season, it's literally just a giant Steamboat Willie that he's standing in front of, and the slogan just says, "Because we can."
All right. Speaking of those kind of shows, I've been seeing commercials ad nauseum on the regular TVs. I guess, is Jon Stewart back on The Daily Show?
So he's now an executive producer of The Daily Show, and he'll be back one day a week on Monday nights leading up to the election.
So there's another host the rest of the week?
I think they're going to be doing rotating guest hosts throughout the rest of the week.
Well, they kind of been doing that.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. There's a lot of people that said they really should have gone with either like Hassan Minhaj or Roy Wood Jr. They said both of them were fantastic in the position. But as Stewart himself has mentioned, like the last thing he said to Trevor Noah, or the thing he said to Trevor Noah before like Trevor Noah took over, was, "When I started this, I was happy. I'm leaving because I'm sad. Enjoy it while it lasts." So I'm pretty sure that this is one of those businesses or one of those jobs that just drains all the joy out of your life.
Probably
because you're talking about political nonsense for the entirety of your life.
Yeah.
Look at and John Oliver himself has made that joke. Look at him from before he started doing like the Daily Show.
Yeah.
He looks like a 12-year-old boy. That man has he's solid gray now.
Yeah, well, it's a polarizing position, and it's really one of those gigs and this kind of bucks against what comedy should be. You know, is shows like that instantly alienate half the audience. I think it's some truck backing up outside.
Are we getting it? Is that like a new EAS thing?
No, I think somebody's backing up outside the building. We hear beepings around here. We're like, what's going on? Beeping, flashing, beeping.
A lot of flatline noises.
Why are these out of sequence? Make them in sequence. Yeah, a lot of that going on around here. But yeah, you're instantly alienated half the audience with a show like that. And comedy, if you're already coming in with half the people mad at you, it's already, you know what I mean? It's a winless job. It really is.
Oh,
go ahead, Roy.
5. Mike's off today.
I am.
I was gonna say isn't last week tonight owned by Disney?
No, it's owned by HBO, which is owned by
who owns HBO?
Time Warner.
I
thought it was.
I think that's a Warner thing.
I thought it was an ABC for some reason.
No.
No.
In fact, they used to make fun of when AT&T owned HBO. He would call him Business Daddy, which I always thought was really funny. He's like, "Hello, Business Daddy," but it's one of those things. But because that show last week tonight has won Peabody Awards, like awards for journalism, and he went up in his acceptance speech said, "I'm not a journalist." He said, "I'm a comedian.
Right?
Do not make me your journalist.
Yeah.
Don't you put that evil on me."
Yeah. But yeah, it's the other one, and it got canceled. It was on TBS or TNT, the Samantha Bee show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you just polarize people with that, and something about her that just grated on me was it always seemed like she was yelling at me. I'm just like, stop yelling at me. And she always had a pose, like when she stood, she always stood with her legs slightly apart and her torso slightly leaning towards you.
Mike,
it was a very aggressive pose.
Mike Winters, a man of mannerisms.
Yeah, well, she just grated on me, and
I understand
everything from the way she stood to she could have been saying the most.
It's so angry.
Sensical thing. She wasn't, but
Mike was just mad because she wasn't standing there saying dinner's ready.
Yeah, I love. She just something about her. It's like, you're annoying. Go away. Just even if I agreed with her, she just annoys me. Just one of those people. It just grates on me.
I mean, even if she said dinner's ready, it'd probably grate on him.
Yeah.
Probably. She's just annoying.
It's the wrong dinner.
You're not funny. You're just a Karen.
Right?
But Disney gonna Disney. And,
That's true.
This is true.
They are indeed.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of iconic characters, that I was gonna talk about Mike about the McCosmic thing that McDonald's is doing.
Cosmics. Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah,
they only have one right now, right?
I don't know how many they have. I just heard about it.
And it's like a McDonald's Express kind of
It's
thing.
like a McDonald's Starbucks clone. Like they're trying to break into the trendy market. So like they have like sous vide egg bites and like fancier burgers and stuff.
We'll never see that here.
No,
that's
probably
for
not.
city folk.
Although the fact that Roswell has the draw of being the tourist city, we might.
Yeah. But they brought an iconic character from the 80s.
Oh, they did. That's right. They brought back Mac Tonight.
Did they bring Mac Tonight?
For like briefly for like the Cosmics thing.
Well, no, it's a character that's named Cosmic, and I wish they brought back. I mean, if they did bring back Mac Tonight, that'd be cool too. But like, no, it's like an alien. It's like a little alien that came down.
I must have seen the
and
seen
stuff. I just saw a video on it. So
now that we're talking here, kind of want to be Mac Tonight for Halloween one year. I want to be a big half moon walking around.
That would be awesome. Yeah. I feel like that head would be very cumbersome, though.
Oh, I'm sure it's awkward as all get out.
You might get stopped by the police.
Yeah. Probably not great for driving. Like, you're going to have to turn with your shoulders.
Right. Kind of like it.
No neck muscles.
Speaking of McDonald's.
Yes,
Big
indeed.
thank you to McDonald's. As they do each and every single Friday, they provide us with delicious breakfast treats. You can have them yourself, especially if you download that app.
Mm-hmm.
You can have it delivered to you. You can go and have it waiting for you when you arrive. You can, actually order ahead and say, I'm going to sit down and enjoy it here and let the kids play in the playland here.
And then just keep ordering. Every 15 minutes, you can keep getting free stuff, and they'll just bring it to you on a tray like your royalty.
Because you're building rewards if you use the app every
And check
time.
this out. Every time you spend at least $1 on the app, you are now, currently for a limited time, given the chance to play the Catch the Hamburglar game for a chance to win 100 extra points.
I saw that.
Yeah, I did it last night.
I would play, but I feel like I'm a point hoarder already, and I shouldn't be doing extra things.
It's 100 points.
I shouldn't be doing extra things to hoard points.
It's basically like if you spend $1 at McDonald's, they're giving you your $1 back.
Right, exactly.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a great thing. I just because their deals get me every time, and I never use their points because I'm always using their deals, and so it's just my jam.
Up here on Points Mountain. Well, that's why you need to just go and spend the day. Just sit in the McDonald's and just have them bring food, bring courses to you.
Yeah.
First course, sausage breakfast burrito. Second course, ice cream cone.
Yeah. This time he just got a hash brown. But yeah, it is a baller move. But download the app, utilize it, start getting free food very early in your time using that app. And it's very convenient, very easy. And of course, like you said, check back often. There's always updating, put new stuff. If you want the biggest Big Mac ever, they got that double Big Mac right now that it's a two-hander. You will need two hands.
Might need a third.
Might need a third.
Hey, Bill, let me borrow you real quick.
You never should eat and drive, even though we all eat and drive. But the big double Big Mac, do not eat and drive with that. That unless you just want to wear it on wherever you're going next, because that's what's going to happen.
Or if you are part Python and can separate
you
your
can
jaw.
unhinge your jaw and lock it in and just eat it whole. But
he's just driving down the road, just working a double Big Mac into his unhinged jaw face.
Basically, if the VR world created a double Big Mac commercial, that's what it would have. Is the guy unlocking the jaw.
That's how AI imagines we eat burgers.
But big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes,
Swing
indeed.
on by any of your local McDonald's here; they've got you covered. And give it. And if you love the Big Mac, the double Big Mac, you're going to be Shangri-La because it's more saucy, it's more macky, it's just bigger. It's a bigger.
I witnessed how they're now cooking their burgers. What they do is when they season their patties, before they season their patties, or as they season them, they put onions on top of all of the patties.
Yeah.
And so now they're actually having that. They have the onion flavor grilled in.
Infused.
They're White Castling it?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. But bigger.
I just looked it up. It's Cosmix.
Cosmix.
So it's like there's no I. You just get the
MCS.
Yeah.
MC apostrophe S.
Cos MC.
And this is what the alien looks like, the character.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell to me now that I see it. Doesn't look familiar.
Yeah, I'm not. I kind of think I vaguely seen like part of one of the ads.
Although
for
I feel
it,
like that was in a Happy Meal once.
maybe.
All right, let me give you the rundown for today's show. We're going to replay an interview this hour. Crystal Noble joined us in the 9 o'clock hour talking dogs and cats. So we'll play that here in just a bit. Sheriff Mike Harrington scheduled to join us in the 8 o'clock hour. Gives an update there. Of course, Super Bowl weekend. You know they're going to be out and about looking for those drunk drivers and all that. So we'll remind folks about that. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll talk Roswell Public Library. Caitlin Turner with the library going to join us, give us an update on what they got going on over at the Roswell Library. Plus, we'll have all of your features that include the newses of the local and national variety, your Wall Street business updates, and all that, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do anything else, let's take a gander at that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like a mix of sunshine and clouds for us today. Pretty comfortable daytime highs in the low 60s. We'll be turning cloudy overnight with lows in the mid-30s, and then about the same for Saturday. Some sun and some clouds. Near 60 on the high. We have a low and cold front moving in with a few showers on Saturday night. Scattered showers and mid-40s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. And currently, wow, it's warm out, 42 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 49%. Winds currently out of the west at 6 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today. Expect a high near 60 degrees. Winds will be out of the southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight. Looking at an overnight low of 37 degrees with east winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For your Saturday, mostly sunny. 59 for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we're looking at a 40% chance at rain. Mainly before 8 p.m. is when it starts. And then you could see it changing over to a mix of rain and snow overnight. Mostly cloudy, looking at an overnight low of 34 degrees. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, we are looking at a 40% chance of rain and snow, mainly before 11 a.m. Skies will be partly cloudy, high of only 45, and the winds will be breezy out of the north, 15 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour Sunday afternoon. So probably most of your Super Bowl festivities probably going to be best indoors on Sunday. Mostly clear Sunday night with an overnight low of 23. And then Monday, when you head back to work and school, sunny skies with a high of 57. Looks like we'll be in the low 60s Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday of next week as of right now. All right, 7:21. We're going to take a 3-minute break, 3.5-minute break, and then we're going to play our interview with Crystal Noble from the Humane Society, talking about all them pets looking for homes right now. Don't go away.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main. Hurry into Martin's Jewelry and Gifts for maximum Valentine effect. Choose Martin's for gold, silver, or turquoise. If diamonds are what your Valentine's desires, Martin's has diamond rings, pendants, or bracelets that are sure to please. Ready to pop the question? The selection of wedding sets is simply breathtaking. For maximum Valentine effect, shop Martin's today, 3301 North Main across from Sonic. Open 10 till 7 Monday through Saturday. Martin's Jewelry and Gifts is the smart Valentine thing to do.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes, plus new snacks and more. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all Nook's favorites from 11 to 5, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup. And find Asian Market on Facebook for updates on open times and specials.
Hi, this is Nook. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
The need to grow past our basic capabilities and experience the impossible will forever keep aviation technology evolving. Within the Aviation Maintenance Technology program at ENMU Roswell, students thrive knowing that the faculty and community are supporting their success. ENMU Roswell is dedicated to empowering students through hands-on skills training in a nurturing environment. To learn more, contact us today.
Attention Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, and surrounding areas. Roswell Tire and Appliance has what you're looking for, with a great selection of refrigerators, freezers, washers and dryers, and ranges, and they can prepare your appliance as well, with many models in stock and on sale. You can own it today. RTA services after the sale with repair, warranty, and delivery to Roswell and surrounding areas. Save big on a selection of scratch and dent appliances too, plus a great selection of tires and a team of people to help you when you need it most. Roswell Tire and Appliance, 101 South Main in downtown Roswell.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 27 minutes after 9 o'clock. And now officially, Crystal Noble joining us with the Roswell Humane Society. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm being in two places at once, apparently.
I know. You look pretty relaxed considering you've been all over town already this morning. So.
I know. I'm getting text messages. How are you doing this and doing this?
Magic.
I'm magic.
That's right. Magic.
Magic.
Just that same way Mr.
I have
B.
the Harry Potter spinner.
There you go. Exactly. You got
it's just in the shape of a heart.
Yeah, her and Hermione can be at two places at once.
Right?
But yes, this is live Crystal, and this time wearing her Humane Society hat.
I'm not robotic right now.
That's right. She's not Robo Crystal.
It's going to be the new name. Hey, Robo.
That's right. Well, if your husband hears this, you know he's going to start doing the references.
Oh, I know. I'm waiting for the text messages
just
to come
tell him
through.
Cease and desist.
I would be back.
But no, Crystal is here to tell us what's going on at the Humane Society, which I know you guys are always got a bevy of animals that are home for. You've never come in here and say we're kind of nothing adoptable right now. It's usually, and even if there's some that aren't ready, there's always a bunch there. They're just newly acquired and are in quarantine, and they're in quarantine for whatever reason, weight or vaccines or whatever they need to be. So. But if you're looking to make a pet a part of your family, Animal Control and the Humane Society are the two first places you should be shopping and looking for your forever friend, or not forever, but your next family member to your home.
Their forever is forever for us.
Forever in your heart, but
yes.
Not forever on Earth, unfortunately. If we could figure out a way to make our dogs live and cats live forever, we would. But we haven't figured that one out yet.
Technology hasn't gone that far yet.
And to be honest, I think we would do it for cats and dogs before people. Like the technology, you know what I mean? Like if we ever get to that where we figure out how to live forever, like, yeah, don't give it to me. Give it to my dog.
Yeah. And then we're like, wait, who's going to take care of my dog after I'm gone?
Oh, yeah, it's true.
So, yeah. We do have quite a bit of dogs.
Okay.
I only have a couple of kittens, but they are nowhere near big enough for adoption.
They're all young.
And very, very young, small. So at the moment,
a couple weeks on those.
We don't have any available cats.
Okay.
We have cats, just not available
They're
yet.
in quarantine. But if you go to the website, roswellhumane.org, you can see all the kittens that are in quarantine.
Their pictures are on the website.
So if you fall in love with one there, call, ask about it. They'll give you an update on how far along it is before it will be available for adoption. And when that time comes, and as soon as that moment happens, they'll let you know, and you can come down and visit and start the process if you want here. And to be honest, if you really know this is the one, we could probably get some initial paperwork and stuff done. And then so when it does get to a point where when it's out of quarantine, you can come and pick it up and get it spayed or neutered or get it chipped or whatever's next on the list there to get it done. So
they're 1.4 pounds, so they got a whole pound to gain before they can go up. And
guesstimation, what's that usually take for them to gain a pound?
Sometimes kittens, and it's really hit or miss. Sometimes it's 2 to 3 weeks, and then sometimes it's a month or longer.
Okay. It depends on the cat.
It just depends on the cat. So
does breed come into play there? Like certain breeds grow faster than others, or?
Ironically, it's male versus female.
Okay.
Males tend to grow a lot faster than females.
Okay. Females grow, but they grow out and it's later. Like every one of my cats, they're all females. And maybe it's just me, but after a while, all my cats, the belly gets a little lower and a little wider.
That's with all cats, especially after getting them fixed.
Yeah.
And then they hit a certain maturity age where their hormones aren't eating as much of the calories as it used to.
Yeah.
Same as us.
You get the sway belly.
Yes. But male cats tend to grow faster because they reach a maturity a couple months sooner than a female does.
Okay.
So males reach their breeding maturity at 4 months, as to where a female is 6 to 8 months.
Okay. I think it's kind of opposite in humans. I think women generally start that process
unfortunately,
faster, quicker than men do. So,
unfortunately.
Interesting there. So
we have to deal with it a lot longer.
Yeah. That's part of growing up, I guess, when the changes hit.
Best advice to kids, don't grow up too fast.
That's right. Stay little.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. I know you can't wait to get there, but once you're there, you're like, now what do I do? So enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, when you're like, oh, can I get a refund?
Yeah.
It's not all that it's cracked out to be, trust me.
It's all the anticipation. To be honest, it's no different when you hit 21 or some of these. You build it up in your head, and then when you actually hit there, like, all right, now what?
You're like, that was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not. The rose-colored glasses aren't always.
But it is a little bit, the dogs are a little bit on edge right now, and cats.
Okay.
Because we have the roofers.
Oh, so there's a lot of construction, a lot of noise.
It is noisy. And so, I would like discount.
They hook you guys up.
They did a very nice job
discount.
to help us the best that they can, to where they're not, they're still able to pay their employees who are doing the job.
Too. Yeah, absolutely.
So, we would appreciate any and all donations to help go towards the roofing fund. If you want to mail in a check, just put a note that says for the roof. You can go to the PayPal button on our webpage and click on the donate, and there's a little section that you can click on there where you can add a note, and you can put for the roof, just because we want to know specifically this is what's going for the roof versus general donations, which goes towards maintaining the shelter, in which, yes, the roof is maintaining the shelter, but they want that money sooner than,
absolutely. Yeah, if you'd like to, like you said, make a check or make a donate now donation there, you can do that. But please, don't stop donating too on the other side. If you've got clothing and furniture and stuff that's still good and has a good life, donate that to the thrift store, because all of that turns around and pays for vet bills, it pays for litter and food and cleaning supplies and everything that it takes to basically run the Humane Society day to day. When you have all them animals in there, that's a lot of mouths to feed. That's a lot of litter to change. That's a lot of beds to clean and things to clean and stuff like that. So so when you come and shop and buy the clothing and buy the coffee pots and the artwork and all the things that you'll find in the thrift store, books, periodicals, kids' books. Put it this way, if you're trying to get books for your kid, don't go to a news store for books.
No, they've got a whole little area just for kids.
Absolutely. You could literally buy the entire child's library and spend like $10 and have all the books they need for their entire pretty much adolescence. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
And kids are kids. Kids are going to destroy things. So don't waste your money buying these brand new books when you can get the same. And let's face it, a lot of kids' books are classics. Your Harold and your Purple Crayon, your Dr. Seuss's. Those are timeless. They're there, and we all have them growing up. Don't buy them brand new. Let someone else who already paid for them brand new. They're perfectly good books. And guess what? If your kid draws in it or tears it up because they're kids, no loss. You paid $1 for it.
Exactly.
It's no big deal. So,
speaking of their store, they do have some Valentine's Day stuff left.
Okay.
So they're ready for that, which that's next week, ain't it? Yeah.
It's the 14th, like next Wednesday. So
yeah, okay. They have Easter stuff out early because they've got a lot of Easter stuff, so they wanted to get it out early so people could get what they need.
Again, another thing, don't waste your money buying brand new baskets and grass and all that kind of stuff.
The majority of the stuff they have are ones with tags on them.
Brand new already.
People bought them and decided not to use them or chose something different and then donated them. Or they used them as like a centerpiece decoration, and then that was that. So
I have learned in my 20-plus years of marriage that baskets can be like purses, where they buy them because of the way they look and have no use or need for them, but they just like the look of the baskets. And they, in their head, they're going to think that they can do something with said baskets. And they never do. They sit in a closet, just a bunch of baskets. Am I hitting close to home here, Crystal?
No, because I have 2 baskets. But they're for, like, when I go out to when I have a garden.
Yeah.
And when I go to the garden, it's the wicker baskets to harvest and put the fruit, whatever in.
Right.
Well, I'm laughing because there's one basket that's not really purposeful for that. It was pretty. And so I bought it at the thrift store. Both of them came from the thrift store, okay?
Right.
So... and I'm laughing because I'm looking at in my head, I'm seeing my kitchen and the top of my refrigerator because that's where these 2 baskets sit. And the one that is non-purposeful is actually, Thanksgiving time, I put it on the center of the table and then I put, little decorations in it.
It's your centerpiece.
But it sits on top of the refrigerator the rest of the year, and I'm like, wow, I am that person. But I only have 2.
Right. And I think every household is probably, if not similar, very close to something like that too. It's just, we all have those things.
That's funny. I'm like, oh, wow.
But yeah, so if you have a basket hoarder, give up some and donate to the Humane Society. But if you need some for Easter, don't buy new ones. Just go there.
They have a lot of them, and then they have the grass in a bag.
Yeah.
They've got the plastic Easter eggs still in a bag, so you can stuff them yourself.
And you're gonna throw away the half that stuff when you're done anyway.
Right.
So yeah.
And then, so school time. So it's coming up time for dances. Prom, homecoming. No, homecoming's already happened.
Yeah.
So you got your spring dance, Valentine's
so if you got
dance.
your prom dance or dresses or quinceanera dresses,
they have
things like that.
a lot of girls' formal dresses.
Okay. So
very, very beautiful. Worn once.
And we're getting in the spring season, like you said, proms and stuff. But also this is the time the quinceaneras and all those kind of things start back up where the weather gets nicer. So if you need a quinceanera dress or a, like you said, a prom dress or something, any nice clothes for the fellas there?
So they do.
Okay.
They do. They have a couple of suits. The majority of the clothes that get donated, obviously, are women's because, a girl's going to wear it once and be like, I'm not going to ever wear that again.
We either outgrow it or destroy it. That's what men do. We either put holes in it or exceed the weight capacities of the bands and things.
Or your wife gets a hold of your clothes in your closet and says, this has got to go, that's got to go, that's got to go.
That's my favorite Crystal Gale t-shirt.
But clothes-wise, they have, all seasons clothes. They have it out right now because our weather is all seasons.
Yes.
So 1 minute in the morning we're cold. By noon we're warm. By the afternoon we're kind of breezy.
When you can wear all the same things.
We can.
You got the long sleeve in the morning. By the afternoon you're wearing your t-shirt.
Yes. So they have all season clothes out right now. So if you need spring, summer, winter, fall, whatever you need, come down.
That's right, because we have all seasons in one day.
We do. Mother Nature set her beer down and said, let me go.
That's right. Hey, today's going to be winter, but by 3 it'll be 80. So, yeah.
Yeah. She's like, let me play with New Mexico a little bit.
Yeah.
Mostly just Roswell.
That's right. Southeast New Mexico particularly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Curtains, if you want to make some changes in your house and you don't know what changes you want and you want to start by simply doing curtains, they have a lot of curtains.
And I know, because I've watched enough of those home improvement shows and fashion shows, if you're trying to remodel on a budget, that's stuff you can do pennies on the dollar.
Yes.
And it changes your look. So you could literally go in there, get new curtains, probably spent under $20, and you got a whole new look for your room. So pretty good.
If you need bed frames, like if you have a toddler that's growing up and deciding that they're going to be set in a full-size bed, they have 3 twin bed frames.
Okay.
And they have a brand new bunk bed frame in a box.
Nice.
Not even open.
So brand new. Just
Brand new.
Get your own Allen head
Mattresses.
wrenches and stuff to put it together, and then procure some mattresses, and you got a brand new bunk bed for your kids there.
And then for all the cat lovers out there, they have a catching scrap post.
Okay.
It's like a kitty condo. This thing's huge.
Oh, a big one. So you got to have some little space.
Yes. It's taller than me, which that. And it's probably about maybe 3 foot wide.
Okay.
Or so.
Probably about 5.5 feet tall, something like that. Okay.
Roundabout. And then it's about 1.5 feet deep.
Okay.
But it's got a bunch of little condo hideouts.
So it'd be good for multiple cats.
Yes.
If you got multiple cats, and like you said, it's like a 3x5, so it will take up some acreage in whatever room you put it in. But if you do have and this is something I know as a person that's owned cats for quite a while.
They're not cheap to buy brand new.
They're not, but they're good to have because those are the kind of things that cats love to engage in.
Mm-hmm.
They love, they always say if you're a cat owner, create shelving and create high up places for your cat to hang out. And so those cat condos serve those very well. That's why you always find your cats hanging out in the back of your chairs and your couches or up on the top of your bookshelf or refrigerator.
Because they like to be in high places.
That's where they like. So create those spots for them in your cat. I know, especially if you don't. There's certain ones you don't want to get into. I don't want a cat on the top of the refrigerator, so I have other places for the cat to hang out.
Right. And then also this Saturday, they're gonna do a sale. So they have a dry erase board that's inside the thrift store. When you walk in and you look to the left, it's right above the baskets of clothing. And then they also have an easel one like this.
Okay.
That they set outside the front door that they write the day
And that's
of the day
all
on.
the specials and everything.
That is. So this Saturday, depending on what's going on, depends on what sale Camille will do. But she said they're going to do something big this Saturday, a pre-Valentine's Day sale.
All right.
So come shop. It's going to be
shop.
listed on the outside and then on the inside.
Good deal. And I'm telling you, you'll be amazed at what you find at these things. Like if you're looking for small appliances like coffee pots or
They got
the Keurigs or
Toaster ovens.
or toaster ovens or little air fryers, things like that. Those things are always on the shelves at the thrift store here. If you're looking for books and clothing and things like that, there's always a huge selection of those kind of things. Decor.
Miscellaneous
tchotchkes. Yeah,
stuff.
tchotchkes and knickknacks. If you're a collector of Hummels, those types of collectible type things, you should be in there once a week checking back because be part of the Wednesday group. When the New Stuff Wednesday group comes at 10 a.m. on Wednesdays, be a part of that because that's when the new stuff comes up. So if there's like those collectible type things, that's what they're looking for is the rare book, the rare figurine that people are coveting. So you'll find them from time to time. Just got to look.
They also have a display case where they keep jewelry at.
Okay.
And so a lot of the times, if it's more of a higher priced item, they'll keep it in the display case.
Someplace we can't get stolen or shoplifted.
But if you want to look at it, you just ask one of the guys there, hey, can I look
They'll
at
take
that?
it out, let you look at it, just like a jewelry store.
Pretty much, I'll stand behind the counter and say little mat.
Well,
No,
they
I don't
model
think
it for you.
They,
Here you go.
they don't lay a mat out. I don't think Manny does all that.
Should
or
have
Amanda.
the velvet. We'll work on that.
Oh.
Maybe we get her Crown Royal bag. That would be just perfect. Actually, that would be perfect. Put a Crown Royal bag.
Oh my God. Okay, so Crown Royal, and then the jewelry here, and then you have the 6'5" guy showing it to you. Perfect.
That says, yeah, I like it.
But I need to do a PSA for Roswell Seed really quickly because we forgot something on Monday.
On Monday, okay.
My husband's being a jerk. Bees. It is now the time to order bees.
Order your bees.
Yes.
When do they come?
April.
So
we
order now.
We are picking them up April 11th or 12th, and then we'll be back. If we go on the 11th, we'll be back on the 12th. If we go on the 12th, we'll be back on the...
Okay.
Sorry, correction. If we pick them up, we'll be back either the 12th or the 13th.
Okay. So if you are a beekeeper looking to do honey, or maybe you want to get into this as a hobby or a
if you have passion. Questions, and you want to know what am I getting myself into, call down to Roswell Seed.
Yep.
They can explain to you. If you have questions, you can even call me at the Humane Society.
You and your husband have been doing it for a few years now. You guys have been doing the bees, and I've had some of the fruits of that labor, and it's very good. So
and even my home concoctions.
But if you want to do that, now is the time to get your orders in. Is there a drop dead deadline that?
Yes. We have to have the complete orders into the place where we get them from, I believe, by the 30th or 29th of March.
Okay, so you got about a month here to get a month and a half to get it done here.
Because they got to have time preparation to make sure that they have enough to fill the order.
Sure.
Because not only when we go to pick them up, the company that we get them from, they have other people that order from them directly, and they just come and pick them up from Roswell Seed. So we are
kind of like a satellite office for them.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But normally we hand out bees on the Saturday after we pick them up. Hopefully it doesn't change this year. So if we pick up, it'll be April 12th and then back April 13th.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, the end of March is the dedeadline.
So you put your order in now, and then you got roughly a month and a half to get your bee environment set up.
Yes, get your bee house, get your hive, get it set up, get it painted, and that way, when you get the bees, all you have to do is put the bees in the hive. Good to go.
Set and forget.
Kinda.
Well, not forget.
Well, kinda, but
till the next time
you don't want to have to paint the hive after you get the bees.
Gotcha.
Because you want it nice and dry and everything.
I would have said the smell and everything might create a little bit of a problem there with.
And they're going to be stressed out from being put into a box, transported all the way from East Texas all the way to Roswell.
Yeah.
And from Eden to hell.
Yeah, they're going to be a little salty, a little bit agitated.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that everything's nice and ready for them. But if you're interested...
How long does it kind of take them generally to kind of adapt to the home and make it their own? Is it right away, or does it usually take a couple days or weeks?
Well, so they have to like the queen. And so they put a queen in there with a couple of worker bees with the queen. And then as the bees accept her, if they accept her, then everybody goes to work.
Then it's gangbusters.
There you
so
go.
Really the crux is if the queen's accepted, it's pretty seamless.
Right.
If
and
they
the
don't
bees
like the queen, then you got problems.
They'll start working, but they won't start making comb for like brood. So the queen is what lays the eggs, and then the drone bees go in and basically make babies.
To do that.
So
like, say you do come across, and I'm just curious now, if you have a queen that's not liked, what do you replace, the queen or the rest of the bees?
You replace the queen.
Okay.
So you order a new queen from Navasota Bee Weaver, and they will overnight it, and then she comes in a little case, and then she's got her worker bees with her, and you put her in the hive.
Okay.
And then if they accept her, there's a little candy cake thing inside there, and they'll eat the cake to get her out, so that way she can be around. And then sometimes it's a little thicker, and so you have to release her yourself. But if there's a cluster of bees around the little bee box, the queen box, then they accept her. If there's no bees around her, they don't like her.
Okay. They don't kill her. They just don't.
Sometimes they will.
They could. Okay. That's what I was wondering. Does it get like Lord of the Flies on us here?
It does.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here. But that being said, now's the time to do all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking to do the bee, I think it'd be fun if you got the space and time to do that. I can't do it in my neighborhood. They throw me out quick. But
my husband's. I got about 14 text messages right now.
Yeah,
because he's listening.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, if you want to order bees or want to know about bees and all of that fun stuff,
come by Roswell
bee
Seed.
Season.
Yep, come by and of course.
And since we're going to be early spring, if you already have beehives, you might want to start getting them prepped for early harvest. Get some supers thrown out on there. If you need supplies for supers, call down there. I believe John's going to get a data order in soon, so that way they have all supplies in for the bees.
Good deal. And of course, ask the questions if you're like, how many do I ordered for how many hive? They can tell you all that, like what's your ratio, based on your hive or what you're trying to design here. They can tell you, okay, how many orders of bees that will hold, kind of thing. So.
Exactly.
Get back to Humane Society.
Yes.
I know we talked about the sale this weekend.
Yes.
No cats. They have cats, but they're in quarantine. So go to roswellhumane.org if you're looking there. Got lots of dogs, of course. All sizes, I'm guessing, little ones, big ones, and kind of medium ones there. So.
From small to big.
Good deal. So whatever you're looking for, and I say every time, when you're going there. And like you said earlier, because of the roof being worked on,
it is going to be noisy, and the dogs are going to be a little bit more
fidgety
distraught than normal.
Yeah, stressed, and probably seeing a lot of panting, circling, barking, being uneasy. Always remember you're seeing the pets at their worst because they're in jail, in essence, basically. And so if you were in that, you'd be that way too. So please, when you come and you see a dog that you love, go take it to the meet and greet room. Let the personality come to you. And don't forget the older big dogs too. The ones
and we have a couple of them that are older, but they're not like old.
Right. But they're not the puppies that everybody wants.
And they're out of their chewing stage.
Yeah.
They're
mature
housebroken.
dogs. They're probably like 5, 6, where they still probably got a good 8, 10 years in them, but they don't have some of the puppy in them anymore. They're not running around chewing things and doing what puppies do.
They're being dogs.
Yeah, they're being companions. So don't forget those dogs, because those dogs probably have the best personalities, and unfortunately, most families walk right by them.
They do, and don't forget the darker colored dogs. Even though we have good lighting in there, darker colored dogs will tend to get overlooked because they're dark, and so don't overlook them, because the majority of the time, those are the dogs that have the best personality.
My sissy was a black lab, mixed lab, but mostly black. Sweetest dog, smartest dog I think I've ever had. She was a beauty. So all my dogs were awesome, but she was the most recent one. So kind of near and dear.
She was the one before the kitties.
Yes. Well, she was with the kitties because I had Lucy and her. That was we had a cat and a dog, Lucy and Sissy. And then we lost Lucy. And then we got Hannah. And it was Hannah and Sissy. And then we lost Sissy and we got Bella. Now it's Bella and Hannah, the two cats. So Hannah, my oldest cat, her and Sissy were buddies for a little bit. For a couple of years till we lost Sissy. And then she tolerates Bella.
She's like, ugh.
I know they love each other because I've seen them like nosing each other and stuff in hiding. But in public, they act like they hate each other.
She's like, you peasant.
Right, but secretly they like each other. but please, come and do that, and come out and shop this weekend. Come out to the thrift store. Save yourself money. Like if you're on a budget, we all are. We live in a world where everything costs 10 times more than it used to. Money's strapped, so don't spend big time money. Go to the thrift store, help out the animals, and save you money at the same time. So please shop there early and often, and don't forget to donate too. If you got extra food, you got extra litter, if you've got money to
even if
donate.
The bags are open, and you know that it hasn't come in contact with anything, yes, we will take it.
You were in charge of it the whole time. And then please don't forget, if you go out buying litter special, cheapo litter, the
cheap clay cat litter, you can get it at the Dollar Tree. You can get a 50-pound bag of it at Sam's for like $5.
Don't waste your time with the clumping litter or the highfalutin litters that can tell you what your cat ate for breakfast or whatever they got now.
However, those have come to help us in the past.
I'm gonna say they're handy.
They are handy, but it's not a requirement.
It's not useful for.
We actually only use that cat litter if we have like if we're seeing an issue with the cat.
Gotcha.
Then we use the highfalutin cat litter.
Yeah,
other than that, we just use plain clay cat litter.
Sure. Yeah, because they for sanitation reasons they throw the entire. They basically use like your old Coca-Cola boxes.
Yes.
As litter boxes, and so they throw those out entirely when they're done. So
yep.
They don't refill plastic tubs or anything like that.
The only time we use plastic tubs is if it's a male cat that is spraying and he will not use the litter box because it's not high enough.
Gotcha.
But for everything else, we use just the cardboard flats. Quality, variety, and farmers on Hobbs save us the boxes, and we go pick them up, and that's what we use.
Nice. Well, thank you for them for doing that for all these years and continuing to do that.
Yes.
So. And if you go to RoswellHumane.org, don't also forget if you'd like to be a member of the Humane Society.
Yes, this is member renewal, and I'm waiting for our newsletters to get finished from printing so we can get them in the mail. They are late, but with the roof kind of pushed us back a little bit because we were trying to get that settled and situated first.
Well, you wanted to make sure you get good updated information, so you want to get that stuff in there before it went to print. So
once it's done at the printers, then it will be getting in the mail, and the renewal forms will be on the back of that. And then there's also going to be a section if you want to contribute towards the cost of the roof and helping us in that manner. There's going to be a section on there for you to fill out for that too.
Yep. And think about it. If you have a family member in your home that you love to death, and it came from that Humane Society, and you got a few extra bones to donate to that. So that way the next time you're ready for a new family member or the next generation
We'll
of
still
people.
have a roof over our head.
Have a roof over your head. And so please think that way. And or I would even offer, a lot of people like do their birthdays and things. Instead of my birthday, donate here. Set up something on Facebook or something to donate to the Humane Society. Do that. That'd be a great thing to go to the roof. If you could do that, get your buddies to give you a couple $100 to do that. That would be an awesome.
That would help tremendously.
Yeah, good deal. Did we get everything?
I think we did.
Good deal. Do the hours for the
Thrift store is Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4:30, and then the kennels are Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 12, and then we go to lunch from 12 to 1, and then we're back 1 to 4:30.
That's right. And don't forget at the thrift store, Wednesday's new stuff day. They put, because they're closed Monday and Tuesday there. That's when they're re-inventorying, resupplying. We're doing getting it ready. And then Wednesdays when the new stuff gets there. So that's why there's always, when they open at 10 a.m., there's the 10 o'clock club that hangs out right there, and they come on in.
They are.
And they would.
They're the breakfast club.
Come be a part now. Come nice. Don't come in there because they're established and they've got their hierarchy. They've got their thing. So you just can't come gangbusters in there busting up their clique. You got to go in there. Maybe offer coffee or
that's what I said. Take them some coffee. Yeah. Be like, hey, can I come hang out with you guys?
Come with an olive branch and hang out, and then he might even let you cut line. You never know. But
you bring some donuts and some coffee on a cold morning. I'm sure they're gonna let you in.
Yeah, come in with honey instead of vinegar. You're gonna have a lot more success. Trust me.
Yep.
Very good. Well, thank you, Crystal.
Thank you.
We'll see you here next time.
Yes, sir.
All right, 9:57. Let's get you in the news here. And weather before they kick
now
me off
your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Police personnel in Roswell have been honored for their life-saving actions and ongoing dedication to excellence in the community. Officers Fabian Melendez and Christopher Stanza responded to a domestic disturbance on January 6th and found a man pacing in front of a home. But when the man pulled a knife and charged the officers, they were forced to shoot him. Sergeant Scott Wren was off duty on January 24th while working out at a local gym. Another gym patron collapsed, and Wren began immediately performing CPR, likely saving the man's life. A reminder that early voting is now underway for the regular municipal election in Artesia. If you'd like to vote early or absentee in person, you can do so during normal business hours weekdays at City Hall in Artesia and from 10 to 6 on Saturday, March 2nd. Election Day is Tuesday, March 5th, when polling sites will be open at the Senior Center and Faith Baptist Church. Artesians can vote at either location. Contested races are in District 1, where incumbent Ignacio Nacho Mariscal is being challenged by Nick Garcia. Candidates for municipal judge include Sarah Gallegos and Alexander Caprolazzi. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Gear up with snacks, your favorite jersey, and maybe that Taylor Swift tee because why not? This weekend, we're all about the big game. I'm Kim Commando, America's digital goddess. More than 38 million people will watch the Super Bowl this weekend. A lot of them don't have cable. Cord cutters, so how do you watch? Since CBS is broadcasting the game, sign up to watch it streaming on Paramount+. The subscription runs $5.99 a month. If you're not subscribed already, take advantage of Paramount's free trial. Then set a reminder to cancel it after the game. No Paramount? No problem. Grab a digital antenna to get the live broadcast over the air. Requires a one-time purchase of the antenna. A good one runs about $20. But after that, accessing your local CBS broadcast, including the Super Bowl, is free. Pro tip, before kickoff, switch your TV image setting to sports mode. This simple tweak can make every play and the halftime show pop. Give my new video stream about all things digital a try. You can find it at youtube.com/Kim Commando. Cutting back on your cable or electric bill is smart when you're pinching pennies, but you don't want to skimp on important things like security. With new hacks and threats coming out every day, using free antivirus software can put you at risk with out-of-date and unreliable protection. And remember, most free software is just using your data for profit. That's why you need complete security from a company you can trust, like my top pick, Total AV. Total AV's industry-leading security suite received the renowned VB100 award for detecting 100% of malware with zero false positives. Plus, it's simple to use, and a single plan covers up to 5 devices. Whether you're running Windows, Mac, iOS, or Android, you can stay protected at home, in the office, or on the go. Get an exclusive introductory discount by going to protectwithkim.com, and you'll get your first year for only $19. That's over 85% off the regular price. Get your introductory discount today at protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com. That's protectwithkim.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like a mix of sunshine and clouds for us today. Pretty comfortable daytime highs in the low 60s. We'll be turning cloudy overnight with lows in the mid-30s, and then about the same for Saturday. Some sun and some clouds. Near 60 on the high. We have a low and cold front moving in with a few showers on Saturday night. Scattered showers and mid-40s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. The Roswell Coyotes girls playing at home tonight against the Clovis Wildcats. That's one of our featured games. Roswell is 1-1 district, having beaten Carlsbad last Friday 41-38. Clovis is 0-2, but the Wildcats are 17-5 overall, so this is not a gimme game by any stretch of the imagination. Roswell's boys playing at Clovis tonight. The Roswell guys are 13-9, 2-0 in district play. Clovis 15-7 and 1-1. Goddard still looking for its first district victory in both boys and girls, and they've got a tough task in both cases against the Artesia Bulldogs tonight. It starts with the girls at 5:30. The Goddard girls 7-14 overall. Artesia is 15-6, and then the nightcap features the Goddard guys with 3 victories hosting Artesia, which is 12-8 but 2-0 in district. The sports report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio. KEND Roswell.
And dissemination of classified documents while he was a private citizen. President Biden isn't happy. He's lashing out at Special Counsel Robert Hur for characterizing him as an elderly man with a poor memory.
My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed. How'd that happen? You know, I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Former President Trump writes, a double standard here should never cease to amaze us, adding that the swamp will take care of Biden and try to put Trump away in prison for 700 years. In Nevada and the U.S. Virgin Islands, it's Trump all the way, the former president winning the Nevada and the Virgin Islands Republican caucuses. Following oral arguments, the Supreme Court is now considering Mr. Trump's quest to remain on state primary ballots, including the Colorado ballots.
Trump attorney Jonathan Mitchell argued that the 14th Amendment does not apply in this case.
A state cannot exclude any candidate for federal office from the ballot on account of Section 3.
Section 3 is referred to as the Insurrection Clause, and attorney Jason Murray, representing Colorado voters, focused on the former president's actions.
By engaging in insurrection against the Constitution, President Trump disqualified himself from public office.
With Colorado's primary scheduled for March 5th, the High Court has signaled it will try to act quickly. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And Mr. Trump has not been charged with insurrection. The National Weather Service confirming the first ever February tornado in Wisconsin. Spotted yesterday just south of Madison. About 25 buildings, power lines, or other structures were damaged. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 38 points, while the NASDAQ trading 91 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The Biden administration is committing more than $5 billion to semiconductor R&D.
The federal government is formally establishing and preparing to stand up the National Semiconductor Technology Center, a public-private consortium which aims to reinvigorate the computer chip sector in the U.S. with targeted government support. The goal is to speed up commercialization of new technologies, bolster national security, and boost workforce training. Labor Department data shows about 375,000 people are employed in computer chip production. Semiconductors were invented in the U.S., but America now produces less than 10% of global computer chips and none of the most advanced new types. Jennifer King, Washington.
A NASDAQ-listed Chinese tech firm that makes parts for self-driving vehicles threatens to sue the U.S. government after it was included on a list of companies that the Pentagon says have links to the Chinese military. 17 firms recently added to that list. News and analysis, townhall.com. Cleanups underway following this week's freight train mishap about 20 miles northeast of Albany, New York. A couple of rail cars wound up in the drink.
The cars were carrying plastic pellets and cooking oil when they derailed. They were part of a 94-car train operated by Berkshire and Eastern Railroad. The incident happened in New York State in the village of Valley Falls late Wednesday evening. 2 of those cars ended up in a river. No injuries have been reported and no hazardous materials were involved. Part of the state route in the area is closed now. This accident is the second derailment in the region in 6 months. In August last year, 17 cars of a CSX freight train derailed northwest of Albany. That disrupted Amtrak services and prompted road closures. I'm Hayat Panjwani.
New AP NORC poll finds most Americans believe air travel is generally safe in the U.S. About 7 in 10 U.S. adults say planes are a very or somewhat safe method of travel. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Yes.
Happy Friday.
Indeed, indeed.
Say it again. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Say it sounds so sweet.
It's the Friday we want and the Friday we want.
The Friday we deserve, I think. We earned this Friday.
Happy Friday. Y'all earned it, everybody.
Absolutely. And to all you shift workers out there, enjoy your, Wednesday probably?
Yes. Well, the good news is when it's Monday and everyone else is work, you're probably sleeping.
It's true.
So, I know that lifestyle.
I just read a stat, 112.6 million people will attend or throw a Super Bowl party this weekend.
Yep. It's officially America's holiday. I kind of agree with the crowd that says, let's make it a holiday. And I'd like to do one better. Move it to Saturday.
Yeah, but see, then there's no point in making it a holiday. Because the whole point of making it a holiday is so you have Monday off afterwards to, recover.
Yeah, but no one, yeah, it's I'd just rather do it on Saturday and have my recover day, and then,
I mean, Juneteenth just got pushed through. I'm pretty sure Super Bowl Sunday's got a long road ahead of him.
But it's still Sunday. It's not on Monday. Technically, Monday's not the holiday. People are still going to call in.
But if you can't celebrate a holiday on a Sunday, so if they make
Who says?
Well, think about when like Juneteenth falls on like a
Yeah,
Sunday
or Christmas, they
or
usually
Saturday,
give you the Monday
they say,
off.
well, we're gonna use the Monday after as the federal holiday.
But certain holidays get that and others don't.
Well, it depends on the holiday. Like, if Arbor Day falls on a Sunday,
Yeah, we just move on with our
Right.
lives. Are you putting Super Bowl up there with Christmas?
Kinda.
Okay.
I feel about the same afterwards. Broke and sore and, depressed that I didn't get the reaction I thought I was going to
Eat
get.
too many foods that are bad for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That, you're paying for them.
Bloated.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that's the older I get. Yeah, when you're younger, it's because you're hungover. When you're older, it's because food coma still is hitting you for the next day. It's like, I should not ate 3 pounds of nachos. Yeah, I shouldn't have ate that second dozen of chicken wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens to us.
Whole lot of bad going in. But I'm ready for it.
That's right. It's gonna be fun. So whatever you're doing for Super Bowl, hopefully you got some fun plans for it. And do you have any traditional foods or anything that you're like,
No.
I must have?
I ran down a list of lucky and unlucky Super Bowl foods, and most of them, the traditional, your guacamole, your chicken wings, chips, salsa, stuff like that. Those are all the good luck foods. Bad luck foods are stuff like deviled eggs, or like pasta salad. Anything you got to spoon out of a casserole dish onto a plate.
But I love those.
Oh, I mean, I do too. I'm all
still
for
in.
it. But it's considered the unlucky foods. I don't really have any specific foods that are my go-to. I'm just gonna enjoy the spread.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I kind of, it's officially the day that you like to eat either things on toothpicks or finger food.
Right. I will say I am a fan of Little Smokies. When they are at an event, that's usually what my go-to would be.
And I'm always happy when someone does a crock pot full of meatballs. And it doesn't matter whether they're sweet, spicy, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Barbecue-y, marinara-y. I don't care. I will eat them. I when I see meatballs, I'm like, all right, give me some toothpicks.
It's funny though, because I'm the same way. But Americans will turn their nose up at meatloaf.
Right.
But not at a meatball.
We like it.
It is exactly the same thing. It uses bread as a binding agent.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing. The only difference is one is called loaf.
Yeah. Well, and I'm telling you, meat and loaf are two words that should never, ever, ever be put together.
We need to come up with a new name for meatloaf. It deserves better.
Yeah, I mean, any meat product that has loaf in the name of it is generally not good.
Luncheon loaf, olive loaf. Although I am a huge olive and pimento loaf fan. Did you think otherwise when you look at a guy like me?
I mean, yeah, I will eat them if that's what I have.
Roy strikes me as somebody who loves a loaf.
You're a
Like, do you
loaf man?
enjoy like the luncheon loaf or?
Well, I was just gonna say like meatloaf is just meatloaf, but meatballs you can add to other things to make it.
You can do that.
You can add
meatloaf.
things to meatloaf too.
To eat
yeah.
it down.
I've seen a more tomatoey based meatloaf. I've seen a cheesy based meatloaf. I've seen.
My mom used to make it with diced onions in mixed in.
Yeah,
I haven't.
My mom, one time, and it was way better. Weirdly enough, and it goes back to your argument. She one time made like personal meatloafs.
Really?
They were
like little mini loaves?
Yeah, they were basically odd-shaped burger patties,
Right.
but looked more oval and egg-like than patty-like. And it was kind of nice.
That's kind of a cool idea.
Like a personal meatloaf.
I like a personal pan pizza. Why not a personal pan meatloaf?
Yeah, and it tasted better that way. As a kid, I was like, well,
it's an ownership thing because it's mine.
yeah,
This is mine.
It's the inner kid in all of us. Like, none of us want to mess with fish, but you fry them, shape it in the form of a stick, and everybody wants to eat it all of a sudden.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Nobody would eat chicken nuggets if they just called them chicken offal.
Right.
You know?
I feel like if I made a meatloaf, then if it was mine, then I would eat it.
Personal, like
if you personally made it.
Yeah, if I
you wouldn't
personally
trust
made
any
it.
other person to make
Like,
you a meatloaf.
I don't think I've ever eaten a whole meatloaf.
No one, most people don't eat a whole
It bothers me. Okay, as somebody who grew up in the Christian church and has spent my time a lot of time at, we didn't call them potlucks because luck wasn't a thing. We called them pot blessings.
That sounds like a whole different event.
It really does. But
especially in today's day and age.
But I went to a lot of these growing up, and the one thing that used to drive me nuts is it would always be just a series of casseroles, which I'm fine with. They were delicious most of the time.
Yeah.
If I can taste whatever you cleaned that casserole dish with, it bugs me to know. Like if I have like a sort of a soapy or floury taste, it's just like it's ruined.
You
the
know,
whole thing is ruined.
In a potluck or a pot blessing, as yours was called,
or fish fry, where I come from. You know.
I would think an unwritten rule should always be a name tag next to the potluck item. Like,
right.
James made that one.
But that
Steve
was
clear. Oh, Bobby did that one, or Sue did that one. That one's gonna be all right.
That's what all the fellowship's for. I heard that Sarah didn't use Duke's mayonnaise.
But the problem is you don't find that out till it's already on your plate, and that's the problem. It's like, man, see if you know, and it's like Joe Bob Sue made that.
Joe, yeah.
Then guess what?
But that's also, and I'm going to tell you this, that's the fun of the roulette, because you're like, it's literally the scene from Vegas Vacation. You're like, I'm gonna have a spoonful of the green here, get a little helping of the yellow.
And don't be stingy.
Is that plaid? Jim, how'd you do plaid?
Yeah.
You know, it's always a fun thing, and it's a different taste in each pile of whatever.
Right. Although in their defense, I think a lot of people don't know what goes in the process of cooking the meatloaf or what have you.
Right.
Like
it's
like the Odd Couple, right? It's like when he's like, I still got to make the gravy. I thought the gravy just came with it.
And in the day and age of TikTok and all this now, we're seeing that some people that say they know how to cook really don't know how to cook. And you see them prep things, and you're like, for the love of God, if you cook this to look like that, I don't want nothing to do with it. And so there's that. So I go back to my name tag.
There's a presentation factor.
That dude puts raw pasta in a bowl and then just throws it in the oven and doesn't know what they're talking about.
I've argued that there are some foods that are just not presentable.
Yeah.
Like they're delicious, don't get me wrong, but they're just not picturesque.
Yeah.
Biscuits and gravy is the one I brought up specifically. But I one time made just the most amazing butter chicken, like Indian style butter chicken.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. It looked like vomit on a plate.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that does happen. But it's just some people you don't trust with that stuff. Like and this is the thing that was like, it blows me away. And I know these are to get clickbait, so they do some of this on purpose and all that.
That was me.
No guest yet. But I never understand when people make pasta casseroles and they literally just take the box of pasta and pour it in the casserole dish.
It'll make.
And then throw it in the oven.
Yeah,
I'm like, do you got to boil pasta first? You can't just throw it in there.
Now it will make al dente in the oven, given enough, because it's steam.
It
it's
tastes
heat.
so gross though.
It's all the olive oil.
Like the ones I've had, it's like chewy or
now
the
I will
texture's
say
not right.
I'm gonna parboil my noodles first, but I'm not gonna get them all the way done.
Right.
Because if you get all the way done noodles and then put them into a casserole and then bake that casserole, your noodles are just gonna be mush.
Well, and that's where you got to find that happy medium. You're right. Parboil.
You parboil them.
You can't put them in there raw, or it's going to be starched out nasty.
All you do
And then
is
you get the crunchy. Some are crunchy and some aren't. That's gross.
Hi, welcome to Casserole Corner with Sean, Mike, and Roy.
I just hate pasta salad when it's swimming in like oil.
Oh God, I love the oil. That's like the best part.
Oh no, it's a heart attack.
When the noodles are all shiny. But okay, so here's my pro tip: take your cold water, put it on the stove, put your noodles in the pot, cold water in the pot on the stove. Turn the stove on, let the water get to a boil, then pull your noodles.
As soon as it starts boiling, stop it.
Yep, that's enough time for your noodles to get pliable.
Is that any noodle or just certain?
That's most store-bought noodles.
Like the spaghetti will
if you're
work,
dealing
or
with the bundles of pasta or whatever, or fresh made, then it's only literally just a couple of minutes of.
Well, yeah, fresh made. It's usually soft already because you made it. It's still pliable.
Yeah,
you know.
That you just boil for a couple minutes. And it's
when you
ready.
get them out of the box, it's literally could be food, could be a child's toy. Not sure which.
Cooking hacks with Sean.
That's right.
I mean, there's a reason why all of us kids made macaroni pictures as a child in school.
That's true. Mine makes buttons. Like I haven't seen macaroni art in a long time. Although I got a 5-year-old on the way up, so I'm sure there's more macaroni art to come.
Coming soon.
That's right.
Why is it always macaroni? I could have made a beautiful bow tie pasta collage.
That's true. Bow tie is a. What about tricolor?
I could have.
I'm just saying. Those other noodles just never get enough love. I would agree with you. Nobody gives Capitelli any love.
All right. Do you think there's like a noodle symposium where they all have a meeting and it's like, we're going to come up with a new shape?
Ooh, I love symposium.
You know what I mean? Like who decided, like, all right, we got, these are rigatoni.
Because
these are cannelloni.
Because I'm a complete nerd, I can tell you there is a World Noodle Council. A consortium.
The WNC.
That's right, the WNC. A consortium that controls the different, strains of noodles.
The strain.
I don't know what you call them. Types of noodles.
Varieties.
Yeah, right. All right, well, you dip a toe in one world and you tend to stay there, all right?
Everything's going to be in dispensary language now.
That's right. That's right. It's always sold by the kilo. But like they did recently, and again, this is the reason I know this is a thing. They released a new type of pasta. And it's like, I think it's like called cavatappi or something. It's like a new... It's like a They said it's the perfect noodle for macaroni and cheese because it holds the most cheese inside and outside. It's ridged on the outside, pasta. But the way the loop goes, it kind of I don't know what else you'd call it. It kind of makes a P-trap bend. I'm getting into plumbing talk here, but it's supposedly like the way it's curved and ridged, it holds the most of whatever you're making it in.
That whole time you're describing this to me, in my head, I turn that into basically an Oppenheimer movie where there's a guy in a basement somewhere going, damn it, I have to have the new shape in by 5. 3 degrees to the left. No, the cheese doesn't conglomerate right there.
Hold.
1 degree to the right.
Hold. Sir, we are reaching critical. Hold, I said. Damn it, I said hold. Noodle comes out of the machine.
You were talking about that. I just pictured a guy in a basement. It's like, the new shape will work.
Trust the science. It's right there in black and white on the board. Trust the science.
We're not going to make the deadline.
I love the idea of an out of context listener just tuning in. Like, what are they on about? Pasta shapes, damn it.
Yep. Oh, by the way, we're waiting on Sheriff Mike Carrington. He's scheduled to join us here. We'll give him a few. By the way, we've been talking about food the whole time.
We have.
Big thank you to McDonald's. Speaking of food science, those guys are all the food science. We were talking about the new noodle here. McDonald's has literally done engineering on the straw in which you drink your beverage from.
They have an entire university.
Yes.
That's devoted to not only training its staff, but also research and development.
They have an ice team. Just make sure the ice is perfect for your beverage. That's what
their drinks are delivered in steel canisters rather than bags and boxes.
Yeah. They make Coca-Cola do it different than everybody else.
Oh, and the syrup and water are combined on site and never see each other before hitting that fountain.
It's like a wedding.
A marriage,
the bride and the groom don't
True
see each
marriage.
other before the wedding. The syrup and the carbonation doesn't meet until they get on the aisle and in your cup and in your gullet.
It's like the what's that show where they just meet somebody and they have to marry them? Married at First Sight or something like that.
And then
Love at First Sight.
Okay, is that one?
Yeah.
Then there's 90 Day Fiance. They all kind of get wrapped up in my head.
That's what this is, though. It's the Married at First Sight of soda creation.
There you go. So big thank you to McDonald's. Download the app. Slip that bad boy on your list of favorites on your phone there and utilize it regularly.
I'm not sure where the map is, but if you keep an eye out for the Hamburglar is currently touring the country in his custom Barracuda, which they are calling the Burger Cuda. If you spot it and take a selfie with the Burger Cuda, they will then send you an Arch card and some Hamburglar swag. The Arch card is good for, I believe, it's $856 total. It's two $6 burgers every week for the rest of the year.
Nice. So you got 2 meals covered.
2 premium burgers every week for the rest of the year. There you go.
Ooh, Burger Cuda.
Burger Cuda.
It's got a ring to it.
I really hope the horn goes, "Robble, robble."
I think McDonald's should have a cruise like Disney.
I'm sorry.
All they do is serve McDonald's.
Wow.
That would be that would be a fun cruise. Thank you, McDonald's, for sponsoring this portion of the program. I refuse to dive deeper into that subject.
I like what you're thinking, because in my head, if they did that, one of the greatest inventions and things that the cruise ships do that I love so much is the soft serve ice creams that are everywhere. If they have a chocolate milkshake machine or a hot fudge sundae machine.
Imagine a make-your-own McFlurry station.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, by the way, I saw that, and I'm kind of uniquely curious about this. Right now, they've got the Shamrock Shake is out.
The Shamrock Shake is back.
But they also have like a mint Oreo McFlurry.
Shamrock Oreo McFlurry. Yep.
Yeah. So it's a mint and Oreo McFlurry. So I'm thinking like if you like the Girl Scout Thin Mints.
Exactly.
This might be your jam.
Exactly like a Thin Mint.
Yeah.
I've had it. They had it last year too. It is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm in on this one. I'm hit or miss on mint. I don't mind mint. I'm not usually a craver of it. I like it if someone, but generally like Junior Mints and stuff, I'll eat them, but I'm not like in love with them like some people are.
Right.
But an Oreo mint thing, that sounds, because if you ever had the chocolate covered Oreos, the Oreos that they cover in chocolate.
Oh yeah, the fudge covered, yeah.
Yeah, which God bless that person, because that's a 10 too. But they have a mint version of that, where it's kind of like a Girl Scout cookie meets an Oreo, and golly, it's good.
I'll tell you.
So if that's basically an ice cream form, again, blueberry pie, Oreo Shamrock McFlurry. These things should always be on the menu.
I will say this. I understand the Shamrock being a limited time thing. But if I could make a plea to the people at McDonald's, when I was driving, and I knew this was a town I've known this for most of my life, but while I was driving back home from Oklahoma this last trip, we stopped at a McDonald's in Shamrock, Oklahoma. And they have shamrocks on the windows, and they really lean into the shamrock of it all.
Shamrock heavy.
And I asked them, I said, so how come you guys don't carry the Shamrock Shake year round? Hey there. And they said, it's just because McDonald's does not supply the syrup year round. So my plea to McDonald's, corporate, if you're listening, and I know you are, if you would please provide the town of Shamrock, just the town of Shamrock, Oklahoma, with enough Shamrock Shake syrup to make it through the full year.
They should have it, yes.
It would be a great selling point, a great tourism point.
Absolutely.
People would come from far and wide to get a Shamrock Shake in May.
And McDonald's does do, specialties regionally. I mean, obviously, New Mexico McDonald's, only place you get in green chili double cheeseburgers.
Right.
You don't get them other places.
Exactly.
So the town of Shamrock, we support your cause.
Plea entered, plea hopefully heard.
Yeah, so big thank you to McDonald's.
Indeed.
Sheriff's here, so we ought to
The
get
Eagle
going.
has landed, yes.
All right. Sheriff Mike Harrington's here, so let's do this. Let's pause for weather, quick break, and then Sheriff will join us, and we'll chit-chat on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winners.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like a mix of sunshine and clouds for us today. Pretty comfortable daytime highs in the low 60s. We'll be turning cloudy overnight with lows in the mid-30s, and then about the same for Saturday. Some sun and some clouds. Near 60 on the high. We have a low and cold front moving in with a few showers on Saturday night. Scattered showers and mid-40s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Score a touchdown at your next tailgate with La Poblanita Party Tostadas, the perfect chip with the most satisfying crunch in the game. Flavored just right with El Charro's signature seasoning, it's the dippable chip that bites back. Make game night a winner with the chips everybody talks about. The chips that make bland salsas better and good salsas great. Snag a bag of La Poblanita Party Tostadas at your local grocery stores all over southeastern New Mexico. And get the party started with La Poblanita Party Tostadas by El Charro. They're all that and a bag of chips.
Hurry into Martin's Jewelry and Gifts for maximum Valentine effect. Choose Martin's for gold, silver, or turquoise. If diamonds are what your Valentine's desires, Martin's has diamond rings, pendants, or bracelets that are sure to please. Ready to pop the question? The selection of wedding sets is simply breathtaking. For maximum Valentine effect, shop Martin's today, 3301 North Main across from Sonic. Open 10 till 7 Monday through Saturday. Martin's Jewelry and Gifts is the smart Valentine thing to do.
Coming to the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center February 20th, the Glenn Miller Orchestra. The legendary Glenn Miller was one of the most successful of all dance band leaders back in the swing era of the 1930s and 40s. Today, the 18-member ensemble continues to play many of the original Miller arrangements, both from the civilian band and the Army Air Force band libraries. Additionally, you get to enjoy some of the modern selections arranged and performed in the Miller style and sound, just as it was in Glenn's day. Get your tickets now at artesiaartscouncil.com or at the Ocotillo box office. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes, plus new snacks and more. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all Nook's favorites from 11 to 5, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup. And find Asian Market on Facebook for updates on open times and specials.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Foot and ankle problems are often agonizing, but they don't have to be. At Artesia General Hospital, we're passionate about helping every patient return to optimal mobility with confidence and comfort. Our board-certified podiatrists, Dr. Jennifer Chow and Dr. Michael Krupa, provide a full spectrum of services ranging from routine foot care and pain relief to customized treatment plans and leading-edge surgeries. Visit artesiageneral.com/foot care to request your appointment today.
Attention Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, and all of southeast New Mexico. The University of New Mexico wants you. UNM is ranked in the top 1.5% of all universities in the world, and the only Research One university in New Mexico, with over 200 academic programs and endless opportunities. UNM is truly a world-class university. Define your future at the University of New Mexico, and UNM has increased the number of scholarships for 2021, so now is the time to apply. Apply today at unm.edu. Now accepting applications from Southeast New Mexico.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, no, I'm growing like a bamboo. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:30, and joining us in studio this morning, Chaffetz County Sheriff Mike Harrington back with us. Morning, Sheriff.
Good morning.
How are
Thank
you
you for
doing
having
today?
me. I am doing fantastic. We are moving 100 miles an hour, and it's like everybody kind of coming off of this little bit of a chest something, whatever this cold
everybody's
is.
sick right now,
yeah, everybody's sick, but so it's just that thing that every once in a while you're talking, you feel like you need to cough, and so if I do that a couple times, I don't have COVID, I don't have anything. So, and you know this because you've been sick or had something.
Yeah.
But if you're in a group of people and you cough, everybody's like, "Whoa, what's
Right.
going on?" So it is not contagious.
The crowd.
Yeah. so it is not contagious.
Yeah.
It's all good.
This
but
is the lingerings at this
it's just
point,
the
yeah.
lingering side of it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's something. But we've been very busy, as you probably know, and the community needs to know. We are now cracking down on the street racers.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we have seen at just a mass amount of people who have taken interest in drag racing on Main Street, they don't care if it is the middle of the day or in the evening when they think it's going to be clear and they're flying down South Main going towards the base from Brasher to Poe, or some of these other areas, or even if you're out
You
on
can
the
hear them
highway,
on the north end too.
You
'cause
can
I
hear
live
them.
on that, and especially like on Friday or Saturday night. I'll hear those motors and stuff revving and going.
So the way we're doing this is now I put out a mandate that says you will arrest the offender, and that is because racing upon a public highway is a full misdemeanor. It is a jailable offense. And
every time it goes bad,
it goes bad.
Almost every time someone's either dead or severely injured.
Yes,
it
absolutely.
Never ends well.
Yeah, and a lot of times, and the facts are out there to prove this, that it's not the person drag racing that dies.
It's a bystander.
It's a bystander or the person who's just turning out from one of the side roads, just trying to get onto Main Street, or one of these other roads that don't see a car that is flying on the wrong side of the road, and they turn right out and hit them head on, or even hit them in the
folks
side.
that love drag racing and do all that.
Yeah,
we have a great group of drag racers in town that go out to the track and do all this, and they do it, and it's legal, it's safe, and it's fun,
and it
and doesn't get anybody in trouble.
And there's an ambulance and a fire truck on standby if you wreck your car.
And they're always looking for new people to come be a part of their group. So come out
Absolutely.
there and do it that way. Get your fix, and then y'all can turn your wrenches and do
That's
your
right.
thing and do your drag racing and do it from the safety of a closed race circuit as opposed to a public road.
Yeah.
Where people that may not realize what's going on is what you're doing.
Absolutely. My brother and my son, they both go out to the dragway, and they race out there. And, my son is a true believer in what I'm saying about people going to jail. And just this last week, we have arrested numerous people for racing on public highway.
And y'all got lucky because that's the good ending when you just get arrested. The bad ending is when you lose control and something worse happens.
That's exactly right.
And unfortunately, people that street race, and I'm not trying to stereotype, but it's usually probably males in their teens, 20s, younger males.
Yeah.
And full of testosterone and piss and vinegar.
Yeah.
And, they want to go fast. I know. Sheriff
we've
probably
been
had a phase in his life. I know I did.
And
all guys kind of do.
Exactly. And we even see it up to 35.
Yeah.
35 years old is not too old for some of these people to be out there doing that.
Yeah.
And what we do know is that there is an alternative. Go out there, tear up your car, have fun, but do it in a safe place, which is the dragway.
Absolutely.
And like I said, my biggest thing is there's an ambulance and a fire truck that are already on standby there. If you crash, medical attention is coming to you immediately.
Absolutely.
We're out in the middle of nowhere or on Main Street or whatever else. Seconds cost lives.
Absolutely.
And
to
so
be honest,
it's really there.
That track is built for you to go fast
It
on.
really is.
Some of these roads, depending on how recently it was, work was done on it.
Right.
You hit a pothole, and next thing you know, you're done.
You're done.
These
you
roads
hit the dip and you're airborne.
At the track, when they're not turning wrenches, they're fixing that track and making sure it's perfect and laying. I imagine those guys are as experts at laying asphalt as they are turning wrenches.
Yes,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah,
because that's what they do.
That's what they
do.
do.
Want so it's
right.
just built for that condition. So if you've got that itch, scratch it there.
Yes.
Don't because you can't walk back.
No.
It's no different than drunk driving and stuff. You didn't want to kill nobody, but once that thing happens, once it's out of the bag, you can't walk it back.
That's exactly
And unfortunately, when it comes to drag racing, it's very similar.
Yes,
you
it
didn't
is.
intend to crash or hurt that person, but it happened.
Yeah.
And now you're going to deal with that the rest of
That's
your
what
life.
I tell them. It was for bragging rights, and now you're having to go in front of a judge and literally brag about killing somebody.
Absolutely.
And or even damaging a car or whatever.
And God forbid it's a child or someone that like that.
Well,
then it's 10 times worse.
Well, that is the reason that I have implemented this. And so we'll tow your car. We take your car as evidence. You don't get it back until after court.
Which can be very expensive,
Which can be
too.
very expensive. It's going to cost you probably the value of the car to get it out by the time court happens.
And usually those guys put some money in them cars because
Yes,
they're full of nitrous or whatever things to soup it up, and they spend thousands of dollars on those cars.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So we've made it very clear that we're at a zero tolerance for this. It's just like underage drinking. We're at zero tolerance, and people, don't understand whenever you say the word zero tolerance. And I try to explain to them what that means is there is no exceptions.
Yeah, there's no warning.
There's no warnings.
You're caught.
You're
going to face the consequences.
That's right. And we've seen people die in our community because of these things. And because of that, same thing with DWI, zero tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
If we catch you, you're going to get arrested and you're going to go to jail. If you're at that level.
Yeah.
And
I know we got a weekend coming up here with Super Bowl, so people are going to tend to be doing it. And law enforcement, Sheriff's Department, Roswell PD, State Police, all the above are going to be out in force this weekend, and particularly on Sunday, making sure that everyone's getting safe home and they're not out drunk driving or drug driving, because we got with marijuana here. That's an even bigger issue right now because people don't really see the effects the same they do drinking.
Exactly.
And next thing you know, they're thinking about weird crap, thinking they're good, and they're driving a car.
And you're driving on the wrong side of the road. Yeah. Well, just like last night here in Roswell on 8th Street, by the golf course, we lost some good people.
Mm-hmm.
And driving too fast, driving possibly intoxicated, whatever it may be, crashed their vehicle into the golf course and pass away. So we're seeing it, and what I try to explain to people is you have to understand we see the worst part.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we get there, and then in our community, it's such a small community, we know everyone. So when we have to go and we have to do a death notification, or we have to go and explain to a family why their child, husband, wife, daughter, I don't care what it is, son, grandpa, grandma was killed because of someone racing a car.
Yeah.
It for no good reason.
Yeah.
And there's no really good reason, but what I'm getting at is...
And what happens next is people like your parents and stuff feel guilty. Like they take blame because I
bought them the car.
I should have told them more about this, or what could I have done to prevent them from doing it? And at the end of the day, they couldn't have done a damn thing.
No, you can't do nothing. So,
but that's how our brain processes.
Yeah. So we're stepping in, and we're going to take on that responsibility and start changing minds through corrective behavior.
That's the beauty of all of this. And so you get arrested for a DUI, or guess what?
Yep.
You get to walk away from it.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you go home to your loved ones at some point. You go and you have a life. You know what? You might spend some time in jail. You might be dealing with the breathalyzer lock things and have a very expensive year. But you know what?
Yeah.
You're alive.
Well, let me tell you. So one of the things that I'm doing is just like I have my DWI pictures that I post every month. One of the things that I'm doing now is if you're arrested for racing upon public highway or reckless driving, we're going to put your picture on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
If you're underage and I can't put your picture on the internet, I'm going to put your car on the internet anyway. So everyone's going to know exactly who you are. And peer pressure does two things. One, it makes you do something stupid. Also, it can correct bad behavior because other people are now telling you, hey, you got off lucky even if you went to jail.
Public opinion's a popular thing.
It really is.
To be honest, that's how capitalism works. You
That's right.
hear all these boycotts and things.
That's right.
You tell people that's
how it is. It really
your
does.
voice is very and it's very true in what you're talking about here. When you have people that are constantly a menace to society, society will deal with them in certain ways.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I guarantee you that that will be happening here soon. And like I said, it's going to put out that message. And it's something that I really believe has just engulfed our county in a way that, it's been happening, but it seems like it's because it hasn't been really quelled or stopped, even a lot of pressure put on them, it has just gotten out of control.
Absolutely.
And now they're really gutsy because whenever you sit there at an intersection and you start spinning your tires at 2nd and Main Street, what they don't realize, that car is ready to go. And you do something and you let go and, man, it goes out into there. You're going to kill.
Sure.
It's a
and
bad
most
thing.
of these folks don't have the experience or anything to knowledge to when the car does, what it's going to do and you didn't expect it. It's no different than like driving in the ice or snow.
Yeah.
You expect it to handle one way, it's going to handle the other.
That's right.
Experience teaches you to experience. And unfortunately, with racers and stuff, they're going fast. And even if they were a bunch of Richard Petties out there, you still don't do it on the street.
No, you don't do it on the street. Because the other people in the car, even if you are the most experienced racer, the people who are also driving on the roadway are not.
Exactly.
And when they turn out, and I said this yesterday, as a patrol car is responding to the crash on 8th Street. As he's coming down Union, he has to get into the other lane. Well, the guy in another vehicle on 8th Street is looking down the road at the units that are down the road, and as he makes the turn, almost goes head on into the patrol car. And because he's not expecting that vehicle to be in the other side of the road.
Right.
And neither one of them were wrong, because this one's trying to get to the call.
Sure.
And he was using caution. There was not an issue there. But this one just was paying attention to other things as well, because they're both looking at the same thing.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So when we see that, that's how crashes happen. People are sitting at a stop sign getting ready to turn out on the main street. They don't see the car, but a car that's doing over 100 miles an hour is to you before you know it.
Exactly.
And they go to pull out, and they hit them right in the driver's
It's no
side
different
door.
like if you pull into traffic. Often, you know, if
Yes.
you're pulling onto a main highway and you see a car farther away, you got to remember what road you're on. If you're on Main Street and they're doing 30, 40 miles an hour, they're going to be up on you a lot quicker than if you're doing 10 or 15 mile an hour in a neighborhood.
We see this out on 285 South going to Artesia.
Yeah.
It's such a big highway because of the median, because of everything. They think they can get out there and across before that car gets to them, and they get
They're doing 70 there on parts of 285.
Well, you're lucky if they're doing 70.
And they're doing speed limit.
So we're dealing with that too.
Yeah.
But the one thing, like I said, I just wanted to get that out there, everybody. This is not about telling you not to race. This is about telling you where to go to race.
Yeah.
And that is out at the Roswell Dragway or
and to be honest, they're always looking for new people
They really
to be
are.
a part of that, and they're looking to grow and thrive. So if you come in there wanting to learn and come and wanting to have some fun and race and guess what? You'll probably make a bunch of friends and have a whole community of cool stuff going on.
Yep.
And you're doing it much safer than what you're doing before there.
And you know, the thing I don't get is the economic side of it. I have a job and a retirement, and my wife has a job. And the last thing I want to do is put any money back into my cars or vehicles, because that is an expense that never ends. So when you're doing the drag racing, things are breaking all the time.
Ask your assistant, Charles. He's a car guy.
Yes, he is.
He's more into classic cars and that
he
stuff.
is. Yeah.
But I'm sure he's sunk many a paycheck into his car.
Paychecks, And that's but if you tell him, hey, let's go get that car up to 70 miles an hour, you will never see him drive that car. And if he sees a pothole, he's on the other side. He's trying to get around.
He drives them like they're $1 million cars.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you know,
those are his babies, every one of them.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of that is that we're using our money. We don't have somebody else funding our life.
Mom and dad foots the bill.
Mom and dad's footing the bill. So
you don't have a greater appreciation of the value of it.
Exactly.
You're right.
That, and then some of the other things. So I've hired on 2 new deputies. And Lorenzo Cardona, I got him sworn in.
All right.
And Valeria Hernandez.
All right. Are they new from the academy or transfer?
One of them is brand new, getting ready to go to the academy, and the other one came from Artesia, I believe.
Okay.
And Artesia.
So that one's probably just got to get used to your policies and things, and so they're ready to hit the street pretty quick.
So they are ready, and we're just happy to have them. And one of the things that we are seeing right now is we're just getting great people to come in and do this job. And, you know, the county gave across the board a pay raise. It's now a little bit better for you to come in. And the county, and the one thing that people don't understand about the county eats the bill on your medical insurance. You know, I pay $170 a month for full coverage insurance for my family.
At a county job is very good, even better than other municipalities in some ways. And so you're right. But you also notice that proof's in the pudding, and it's all departments in the county, not just sheriffs or the road department. Every month you go to a county commission meeting, and every time there's usually 1 or 2 people that's got 20, 30 years in with the county, and that's consistently every month, and that shows you a good thing. Exactly. People don't stay there that long.
That's exactly right.
If they've got a bad working environment. So if you're looking, if you're starting a family and you're trying to get the benefits and all the foundational stuff to make sure your family's secure, a job with the sheriff's department will
Is
definitely
fantastic.
help you
Yep.
do that.
And-
if you've
and-
got the right
Yep.
set of skills to be a police officer, you can have an excellent career. Obviously, police work is not for everyone.
No, but
if you love helping people and
is.
you have a let's face it, you got to be a patient person.
Yeah.
If you're not patient, law enforcement work is probably not your cup of tea.
It's like I tell my guys, and every one of them understand this, and they all know this because whenever they're interviewed, they make it very clear. But to be in this position, and I don't care which job, which agency you're with, the first thing is you have to be a servant.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know that you're coming here to help the people. And so when you understand that that is your job day in and day out, so when you show up and a person tells you something that sounds so small, not even a problem, you have to take it on as though it's the biggest thing in the world because to them it is.
And that's why their opinion.
That's right. People don't just call the police or the sheriff or the state police because they just want to have you come to the house and talk.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on in their
dealing
life.
with a stressful or distressed situation.
And it's at their wits' end. So when we get there, we have to treat it like that. And so what I like is hiring people from within our community who know these individuals. So when
Mhm.
they show up, there's some empathy, not just the sympathy saying, "Oh man, you have it bad." It's the empathy saying, "You know what, man?
Remember you from high school.
I remember you from high school. I live right down the road from you. I know
Mhm.
exactly what you're talking about."
Yeah, your mama used to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Why y'all do-
Yeah.
And that makes your officers better officers.
does.
Because,
It does.
And let's face it, the community responds better to
They
that.
do.
You know,
They do.
There is a reason why, if one of the sheriff's brand new deputies walks onto a scene, you know, that person will get a certain amount of respect and everything because of
Absolutely.
badge. But a group of people. Like if the sheriff walked in, right behind him, you're going to see everybody react differently.
Yeah.
And that's because of that familiarity.
That's
that
right.
you know, they know the caliber of what you'll put up with and what you won't put up with.
Absolutely.
And there's that mutual respect, dare I say friendship with some of that.
That's
and
exactly
so with that local connection, with that being a part of the neighborhood, so to speak, it cements that. It's one of your own.
Yeah.
It's your people policing your people.
That's right.
And you can get so much farther when it's your own doing it versus someone from the outside trying to. Because at first they've got to establish a reputation. They got to come in and be deemed responsible, trustworthy, and someone they can share with.
Yep.
And if a person has a negative thought process about law enforcement to begin with, they're already got to strike against them because they're going to come in with a badge
absolutely,
on.
yeah.
And so, but we're the sheriff, because you have that reputation, that's automatically those points don't count against you because they know, hey, Mike, what's up?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And and they, and that's one of the reasons that I have my personal cell phone out there and I have people calling me directly, is because I want them to know you're important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And in this community, we all have to know that you can trust that if you call me and say, hey, this is what's going on, no one else is going to know you called me. And because I'm going to go after the person or the things that are being done and never mention your name.
Right.
And the reason for that is because we live in a world today where people are afraid to talk because of retaliation.
Things are getting worse.
It's getting worse.
Because people are afraid to come forward.
That's
about
exactly
things.
right.
Yeah.
And so we're in the middle of a great community building process, and it's been going on, with us for a while. And I truly believe that we are getting good deputies because some of them have said, you know what, you came out to my sister's house, my dad's house, and we appreciate the way things went. And I wanted to come in, I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to do the same thing for somebody else or whatever it may be. And so we're seeing that the way you operate outside of your office really makes things better for us when it comes to hiring people,
Absolutely.
Recruiting people, or keeping people.
Absolutely.
So we've really done some good stuff, and right now this is where everything is starting to kick off again. We have events coming up. We have lots of things. We have the art galleries stuff that's coming up here this next
17th,
week.
yeah.
The 17th.
We're going to have Tammy in next Friday.
Yeah.
Tammy's going to join us, and we'll talk about the event. You painted a painting. I painted
a painting yesterday, and let me tell you, it is perfection. No, I'm just kidding.
She makes it seem like
but it
I'm not
is-
gonna lie. When I was done with her, I walked out. I was like, if I really tried, I bet I can make some money doing
Yeah.
this.
Well,
I can't either. But she had me thinking that for a minute.
Well, but so she asked me, "What do you want to paint?" And I was like, "I don't know." She goes, "Any animal." Well, I love gorillas, and my nickname is Silverback, or they call me the Back.
Okay.
And so I have gorilla tattoos and I have things. So I said, I want to do a gorilla in a sheriff's uniform.
Okay.
And so we sat down and we did it, and I will tell you, it turned out pretty good.
Nice.
For my painting, I thought it was really good. And
I got a feeling, it's just a hunch, one of your deputies is going to bid on that one.
Well, probably. Yeah.
Just so they can hold that one over your head.
Yeah,
for years.
I bet. So that's what I've been told already. Where's that going to be? When is that going to be? So we're inviting everybody out to come to that event. That's on the 17th.
Yep.
And they're gonna auction off that stuff, but also come out.
And that's at Pioneer Bank.
At Pioneer
North Main Pioneer Bank.
Pioneer Bank, North Main. But we'll be there, and like I said, some of the other officials in the community have done that as well. I know that I looked at a couple like Lance Bateman and Tim Jennings, and some of these other guys did some paintings. And I tell you, they're artists compared to what I did. But I can tell you, I look at it, and it looks pretty good to me. So, whatever. Yeah, and it was pretty good.
I got done when I was like,
yeah.
Right.
And let me tell you this. If you get an opportunity, stop by their the art gallery there. I think it's 220.
It's like a block on Main Street.
Yeah, it's like 223 or 220. I can't remember what it is.
Right here downtown.
But it's right here downtown, 221 North Main. Go in there. You can sit down and go through different stuff with them, and they will actually let you do some painting and things there. But I'm going to tell you, I had a great time there yesterday, and Tammy is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
And if you're looking for cool art and stuff, just walk in there.
Yeah, they got art everywhere.
Yeah, and it's kind of like each artist has their own like little booth or space.
Yeah.
And so you walk in. So if you're looking for a certain particular style, it's kind of all grouped together by the artist there.
Yes,
so,
it is.
And it's all local, handmade, hand-created stuff.
And the artists are there. Some of the artists are actually
working on projects. Hanging out, drinking coffee, and shooting the bull.
So I got to see that, but so it was good to be involved in that, and it's for a good cause. But it's a stress reliever, and you just forget about everything else when you're trying to not paint over what you've already painted once.
Right.
So it was
try
good,
not to screw up what
I try not to screw it up.
And it's like, no, I done messed it up.
So me and the undersheriff, we did one, and it will be up for auction here on the 17th,
Good deal.
and so that's good. But I just
did Charles paint a car?
He painted a skull.
Okay.
So he did a red, white, and blue. One of those. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the ones you see for Halloween and all that.
Gotcha.
Different ones. I can't.
That
there's a
sounds
name
pretty
for them, but I can't think of it. But we just had a good time, and it was good. So we are just very much involved in community things, and we want to get out there. Every event we go to, we have a good time. We get to meet great people.
Yeah.
And
again, that's back to all of that is the community policing.
That is community.
That's when he's hanging out and painting paintings and eating hot foods and goofing around with the public, so to speak.
Yeah,
that's actually because that's when the serious crap goes down.
Right.
That's where, hey, Mike, I need some help. Trust. That's where the trust is established. That's where the community bond is created.
That's correct. And it's just like I tell people, it doesn't matter, because I get asked all the time, when you go into Walmart or you go into Target and we see you talking to people, do you just want to just walk on and, say, hey, I'm not working right now or whatever? First, I'm the sheriff. I work 24 hours a day. Second thing is that may be the only time somebody actually gets to tell you their issues they may be having.
They may feel more comfortable in a private setting.
They feel more comfortable, but that might be the only time. Some people can't make it down south to see me or do whatever. So when they see me, they take that opportunity. And I'll tell you this, I have no issues with it. I enjoy that. Just to meet you and to let you know, hey, we're going to get on that right away or do whatever needs to be done. But it gives them that understanding that, hey, we are servants, and it doesn't matter if I'm out shopping. I'm still going to do whatever I can to help you. So,
but it also helps solve cases too, because when something goes down and they see something or do, they're right away calling you up and saying, "Hey, this is what I just witnessed. This is will that help you?
Yes, that's
find out what you're doing." And so you guys garner a lot of tips / evidence and things just. By it's by
amazing.
Being nice.
It is amazing,
and
that is the best part about this job. The things that we're doing. We just arrested a guy yesterday for, and I'm getting ready to put him out on Facebook, but having sexual contact with a child. So I'm putting his criminal complaint. I'm putting his picture. I'm putting everything on there because people need to understand that these things are happening. Monitor your kids. Really know who your kids are going to be going to their house to stay at. Get involved in all of that stuff because I'm telling you, right now there are evil predators that are out there looking to take advantage and hurt your kids. And that's why I'm very much against when they shut the schools down for COVID and all these things, because kids who are at home being physically or sexually molested or abused, that's the times that it happens, and there's nobody for them to tell. So I am very adamant about keep something going, have it to where the kids can still come to school. And the other part of that is some of these kids don't get to eat other than school.
You're right.
So if you shut school down, there's no food.
Yeah. Our food service here in Roswell, Dexter, Hagerman, all those, they feed people.
They feed you. And the schools feed these kids. And, it's whenever I was growing up, a lot of people didn't like school food, but all I had was the school food, and I loved it. I'm like, you going to eat that? Especially that little, you remember that little brownie.
Everyone talks about the pizzas, but everyone couldn't wait for the pizzas.
That's right. The pizzas or those little brownies.
They were lined up around the block to get them. So.
Peanut butter cakes or whatever those were. Man, I'll tell you what. I'd love to have that now.
Absolutely.
But the thing about it is that it's important for us as the sheriff's office and as police officers within this community to treat everyone as though what they're complaining about or talking about is real.
Absolutely.
And we are also dealing with mental illness. So some of it is there, but you never placate that.
Right.
Because a person who may have a mental illness also knows when you're being sarcastic. That part of them doesn't go away.
Right.
So you start talking to them like you're agreeing with them and stuff like that.
That just ticks them off.
It makes it even worse. So we do things, but we're also dealing with homeless stuff, and we've got and somebody pointed out the other day, it's not homeless, it's drug problems that we have that are going on. The homeless people are the ones who've been evicted from houses and have no place to go and things like that. And most of them go stay with other family members, they're displaced. The people who are right now out on the street, they either choose to be there or they have a mental illness and they have no other choice but to be there.
Gotcha.
So, and they're using drugs that are just taking control of their life. So
they're trying to medicate in their own ways and not get much success.
So before we end, follow the Chaves County Sheriff's Facebook page, Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Also, if you have any tips or anything, please contact us and we will be servants to you.
Keep putting those applications in.
Absolutely.
And they're always looking for good men and women to be a part of the Chaves County Sheriff's Department.
Absolutely.
And so even when they're not directly taking applications, they're always keeping, because there's, it's a constant evolving door where folks are retiring or maybe, sometimes people get involved and after a couple years, law enforcement's not for them and they move on. But either way, we got to replace.
We are always looking for the best person to go out and help the community.
Absolutely.
And so we're always looking.
Absolutely.
So even if you don't see the help wanted sign or the job, whatever.
Yeah.
We want you to come and talk to us, and
fill
I
out
guarantee you-
applications, come down and talk, and
it's going to be good.
Start getting to know the people, because that's really what it is. You come in, you start meeting some of the deputies and things, and they start teaching a little bit and getting you ready for the academy. Next thing you know, when it's time for academy time, you're pretty much know everything you need to know. It's just a matter of doing the thing and completing the thing.
Yeah, that's right. So,
well, thank you, Sheriff.
I thank
always.
you. Yep, and I appreciate
you. And your folks stay safe out there, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
You sure will.
All
and I'll
right.
be here with Diane Taylor coming up here pretty quick too. I don't know what a day that is, but that's coming up for the DWI
probably talking
stuff.
schools and
talking
that time of year.
every 15-minute program, and we're doing a lot of stuff. So,
Raising awareness for the dangers of some of the stuff we're talking about.
And then I'm going to come in with Tammy from the art gallery for just a few minutes and and I'll tell people kind of what I did, but I just want people to know you get a chance to go there.
Yeah,
it is unbelievable.
Support the arts.
Support them. And if you just need something to take your mind off of other things, go in there and throw some paint around. It seemed like it worked pretty good, So thank you very much.
And you got some beautiful art in there too.
Yes,
if you're looking
they
to
do.
shop and
Yep.
get gifts and all that too.
Yes,
so
they do.
We'll see you in a couple weeks, Sheriff. Thank
Thank
sir,
you.
and stay safe. And thank you for all you guys do out there.
Absolutely.
For us. Good deal.
We'll be back.
All right, you listen to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. News in progress.
That Kobach says failing to disclose when a child is socially transitioning or identifying as non-binary at school violates a parent's rights. And he sent letters in December to 6 school districts and the State Association for Local School Board Members, then followed up with a public statement on Thursday. I'm Donna Warder.
Widening disagreements between Israel and the United States are on display over the future of the war in the Gaza Strip, now in its 5th month. President Biden says Israel's response to the October Hamas attack was over the top. News and analysis, townhall.com. Police in Florida called in to corral a runaway roo.
It was spotted hopping around in the pool area of a Florida apartment complex. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office released video and still photos Thursday of the kangaroo, including some footage shot from a helicopter. The agency also released audio of a female resident of the complex calling in to report seeing a large kangaroo bounding around the pool. Deputies were able to figure out the animal's owner and reunite them, the agency said in a Facebook post. No injuries to the kangaroo or any people were reported. Keith Peters reporting.
Based on yesterday's oral arguments and the questions asked by the justices, it would appear that the Supreme Court may be leaning in favor of Donald Trump's argument against the states, including Colorado, being able to bar him from the primary ballot. There's even speculation of a possible 9-0 ruling by the High Court. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tabloid said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is now 7 minutes. Sheriff was telling me a story, and I'm not going to stop the sheriff. I'm like, we'll hold the show. I want to hear what that man has to say. I got 31.
Yeah, that man's armed and legged.
Yes, right.
I'm not going to mess around.
But thank you to the sheriff. He was telling me a little bit here, and so I was kind of listening.
Sure.
Apologize. I took a 30-second siesta. Not from him, but from Happy Friday.
Yes, welcome to it.
Welcome to it. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. It is Friday. It is a McDonald's Friday.
It is.
I have delicious iced tea, which I'm almost down to the part where it's kind of light brown water because I drank most of it.
But that's just hydrating at this point. It's fresh. It's hydrating.
It's tasty.
That's right.
And
light
big thing
brown
at McDonald's, go on by, get you your whatever your, it's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Treat yourself. Your favorite thing from McDonald's, whether it's chicken nuggets, a Big Mac, a hot fudge sundae, a egg McMuffin, get you one today.
Mm-hmm.
For you.
For you.
Not for your kids, not for your spouse.
And eat it in front of them.
Exactly. Do you for you. Treat you at McDonald's.
Dang right.
Whatever makes you happy. You know what?
Treat yourself.
Tell the kids to fix their own dinner. I'm going to play my Robble thing on the app.
That's right.
And score me some free food.
Give me some points.
I taught y'all to make PB&J. Y'all make some PB&J.
That's right. I agree.
Grab a cheeseburger while you're there and tell them.
Yeah, why not? Here you go. Eat it and shut up. Robble. Then go burgle it from him.
That's right.
Oh, second thought, no, I'm taking that.
That's right. Yeah.
Give me a dang sandwich.
Now I want to know who would win in a fight between the Hamburglar and Wimpy.
Ooh, because Wimpy's motivated.
He is.
But
the burglars, he'll break the law.
It's true.
Get a burger.
I feel like Hamburglar is a lot more crafty.
A little more conniving.
Yeah.
He does wear a mask. I mean, Wimpy just credit gloms on you. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for hamburger. He never paid nobody on no Tuesday for a hamburger.
This feels like a conversation from the movie Hot Rod. Who would win in a fist fight between a taco and a grilled cheese?
Well, I mean,
taco would win, but only if it was street rules.
People like.
Clean
Granted,
fight.
they're cartoon fictional people, but they're people.
Yeah,
they're not inanimate objects.
And the answer for anybody versus the Grimace is always the Grimace because nothing defeats the Grimace.
With one exception, Chuck Norris.
I would be tempted to see a video game throwdown between Chuck Norris and the Grimace because I feel like that's basically what is the saying? An unstoppable force versus an immovable object.
I can already tell you what's going to happen.
All right. See, now I'm picturing this Mortal Kombat style, and so in my estimation, Chuck Norris is going to split his beard hair open, wherein another fist will come out of the beard and uppercut Grimace. Grimace will not move because Grimace is immovable.
This is what's going to happen.
All right.
Chuck Norris.
Let's book it.
Will grab a McDonald's straw.
Ooh, okay.
He'll do a flying through the air, samurai sword like and then do a stabbing motion directly
straight into the soft
of Grimace's head,
like the
and then suck the life out of him like a milkshake.
Wow,
and walk away.
That's pretty. So now this went from. I'll tell you what just happened in mid description there. This went from Mortal Kombat style fighting, side scrolling, to literally celebrity deathmatch. That's what I started watching.
Yep.
By
the way,
that's fantastic. Although
that purple stuff, that purple shake we had, that's what's in them.
But okay, so here's my argument. Okay, so fine. Chuck Norris comes in with his flying straw strike, right? Sucks the life force out of the Grimace. He's only able to get a few sips in before that Grimace shake ultimately kills him. Because the Grimace shake, if you remember the trend from the summer of last year, that shake is doggone deadly.
Well, here's the problem. Everybody but Chuck Norris.
I don't know, man.
Chuck Norris don't get brain freeze. The shake gets brain freeze.
Chuck Norris's brain doesn't freeze.
When he sucks on the
world
shake.
freezes around Chuck Norris's brain.
That's right. When he sucks on the shake gets brain freeze.
The shake gets Brain freeze. Well, I tried, Grimace. I tried.
It's Chuck Norris.
And now I'm just picturing a half-empty Grimace
Chuck
falling
Norris
to the floor.
And Chuck Norris going, man, I'm
wiping his mustache and going, delicious.
I got to work out. I got to burn off that Grimace.
On Mondays, we do arms.
That's what I picture in my head. So.
Well, well orchestrated, sir. Well orchestrated. Dang.
But anyway, visit McDonald's. They're your friend.
Uh-huh.
If you see Chuck Norris, just let him have whatever he wants. Just stay out of his way.
Right. Let Chuck do Chuck.
That's right.
Chuck's gonna Chuck, so let Chuck.
Chuck will Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Nobody ever asks how much wood Chuck Norris could chuck. I bet it's a lot.
Why do you think there's so many guest stars on Walker, Texas Ranger? He eliminates them all. Eliminates them all. That's why every week it's a different guy.
We need a whole batch of new people. Wheel them in.
Yeah, and ask me. I ain't seen Zach Ward in 30 years since he did Walker, Texas Ranger. There's digitally him, but I don't think he's really there.
That's fake. It's a deep fake. Okay, so I showed that Back to the Future deep fake to my friends.
Yeah.
And I got destroyed for it.
Oh, did they just say, how did you fall for this?
How did you fall for this? The lip syncing, and I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I let nostalgia blind me.
Okay.
So I didn't see it.
You wanted
when
it to be real, so you
had
blinders
bad.
on. Yeah.
But yeah, and watching it back on a bigger screen, the lip syncing was all off. It was very uncanny valley with some scenes.
That's how the Spaceballs ones got me.
And by the end of it, I'm just like, yeah, okay, can we just talk about something else?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's how the Spaceball, it was like a week before the Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
I got duped by a Spaceballs one.
Yeah, it was.
And it looked good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think back of my head said this is fake. But like I said, I think I had the blinders and I really wanted to believe. I really wanted to believe it.
Sure.
I was just like, and then, well, he redid History of the World. It's feasible. You know what I mean?
Right. He's still in the game. I mean,
it's feasible. So,
as long as he's still mobile.
I've watched parts of that History of the World.
Yeah.
Should have left it alone.
I haven't watched it yet. But
be honest, it's not that funny. Like it just didn't. I mean, they tried. It just didn't ring the same. It just didn't to me.
Right.
Now, granted, I didn't finish it.
It's trying to. It's kind of trying to release.
But the fact that no one said anything about it since like the week or two it was out.
It's true.
Tells me it's probably not that good.
It's been very quiet ever since that came out. And that thing was star-studded too.
Yeah.
So
the fact that it kind of just everyone just stopped talking about it tells me that thing's probably not that good. Yeah. And the fact what I watched was in fact not that good. So, but speaking of what is good,
oh yes,
episode 4 of Masters of the Air should be sitting in my waiting for me today. So that might be what I'm watching on the TV tonight.
I see. And you've been slowly consuming Ted.
Yeah,
as well.
and I'm into 4th episode of Ted now, I think.
Okay.
I'm on I think I finished the first 3, so now I'm about to start episode 4. Don't worry about how I got it. I got it. And so I've been watching the Ted series on Peacock.
Uh-huh.
And it is good. If you like the Ted movies,
right,
then this is going to make you happy because they took nothing away from those movies.
No.
Now, granted, those movies aren't Gone with the Wind. I mean, they're comedy movies. They're, if you're starting to pick them apart like the Zapruder film, maybe you need a hobby.
But the best part about Ted in any iteration is just the interaction, the back and forth between Johnny and Ted.
And they did an excellent job of casting the Mark Wahlberg child version of him. And obviously, Ted's Ted, so it's the same. So, but like the parents are great.
Yeah.
The dad cracks me up. I love the dad. Like where have I seen him from?
His name's Scott Grimes. He's a character actor. He's played in a couple of things. He was in A Million Ways to Die in the West. He's been in.
Okay, so a lot of Seth MacFarlane.
A bunch of, and he's also the voice. And this is what blew me away. He's the voice of Steve Smith, the son from American Dad.
Okay.
Which is funny because if you ever watched American Dad, you know that Steve Smith has a phenomenal singing voice in like that upper register.
Well, and that's the thing about him, that guy. Like he's playing this kind of racist dude guy role, Uberman, Bostonian Uberman from the 80s. It was
Yeah,
racist everything.
Raised in the 70s and 80s, watched a lot of Archie
Yeah.
Bunker growing up.
Yeah,
you know.
the people that they dress you by your nationality.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those folks, and he plays that so well. But that's just it. That guy, like you can tell, like if you need him to do one thing, he's like I think that particular man is probably a chameleon-like dude. Like you can get him in one way, and you wouldn't even recognize him from another way.
If this is the episode with the colonoscopy,
yes, I saw that one.
Okay,
I saw that episode.
Wait till
About Vietnam.
The funny. Did you see the whole episode?
Yes.
So okay,
I know why
that is the funniest
I know his Vietnam
scene
story.
in the entirety of all things Ted is him explaining what he had to do.
The Vietnam
in
story.
Vietnam.
And it makes me laugh because ever at the well, I guess you're a hero. You're a true hero. And his wife's like, they never know what they ask you to do. It's crazy. But yeah, that's the episode. That's the last episode I saw.
Okay, that was okay.
Episode. So I'm on to the next one, or will be.
That's
here
so
in the next
good. Just if you get a chance, get Peacock just for a month and watch Ted. It is
and then cancel
well
it.
worth
But,
it.
No, it is good. So, all right, it is 9:18. We're gonna have the folks in the Roswell Public Library join us here in just a bit. Give us an update on what's happening at the library. Before we do that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like a mix of sunshine and clouds for us today. Pretty comfortable daytime highs in the low 60s. We'll be turning cloudy overnight with lows in the mid-30s, and then about the same for Saturday. Some sun and some clouds. Near 60 on the high. We have a low and cold front moving in with a few showers on Saturday night. Scattered showers and mid-40s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 46 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 44%. Winds currently out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today. Expect a high of 60 or near 60. Maybe not quite 60, but near it. Winds will be out of the northeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies with an overnight low of 37 degrees. East winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For your Saturday, during the day, mostly sunny and a high of 59. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 15 miles per hour. They will shift to the south later in the afternoon. Wait for that. But then Saturday night, we're looking at rain and possibly mixed in with some snow chances. A 40% chance of rain before 8 p.m. Saturday night. Then you could see some of that change over to a rain-snow mix after 8. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 34 degrees, so more of the rain than the snow. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, we are going to wake up to a 40% chance of rain and snow. Those chances will linger till about 11 a.m. on Sunday. For the day, partly cloudy, high of 46. Winds will also be breezy. So if you were just wondering, 46 not bad, but wait, the winds are coming. Winds will be out of the north, 15 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. So I'm guessing all of your Super Bowl festivities probably better off indoors this time. Sunday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 23, and then sunny on Monday with a high of 57. All right, it is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute break, and then we'll talk with folks from the Roswell Public Library. Don't go away.
Get your tickets now for Red Zone Presents A Night with Jason Witten, coming to Artesia Saturday, April 13th. Jason Witten is an 11-time Pro Bowl selection and 2-time NFL All-Pro with the Dallas Cowboys and is currently head coach at Liberty Christian High School in Argyle, Texas. Jason is one of sports' top leaders on and off the field. Tickets are free, but you must have a ticket to enter. To get your free tickets, contact the Artesia Chamber of Commerce. This invitation courtesy of H.F. Sinclair. Excited about Jason Witten coming to Artesia.
The University of New Mexico. It's the state's flagship, a world-class university right here in Albuquerque. Apply for admission at UNM today at unm.edu. That's unm.edu. The University of New Mexico is the university for opportunity.
The Artesia Arts Council presents Mr. Ho's Orchestratica,
Thursday, February 15th at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center. Percussionist Brian O'Neill leads a team of 5 musical creators. Mr. Ho's Orchestratica renders O'Neill's original compositions and curious arrangements of Bach, Gershwin, Shostakovich, and John Adams into cinematic layered music for armchair travelers ready to journey off-road. Tickets on sale now at artesiaartscouncil.com. Don't miss Mr. Ho's Orchestratica, Thursday, February 15th at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Hurry into Martin's Jewelry and Gifts for maximum Valentine effect. Choose Martin's for gold, silver, or turquoise. If diamonds are what your Valentine's desires, Martin's has diamond rings, pendants, or bracelets that are sure to please. Ready to pop the question? The selection of wedding sets is simply breathtaking. For maximum Valentine effect, shop Martin's today, 3301 North Main across from Sonic. Open 10 till 7 Monday through Saturday. Martin's Jewelry and Gifts is the smart Valentine thing to do.
Double Up Days are back at Roswell Honda, and that means double your tax refund up to $2,000 right now. $1,000 get you $2,000, $1,500 get you $3,000, and $2,000, well, that gets you $4,000 towards your next vehicle at Roswell Honda, and that's on every make and model across the lot. Bring in your tax refund and let Roswell Honda double your refund up to $2,000. Now's the time to make your dollars go even further, and it all starts right here. Double Up Days are back at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
At Artesia General Hospital, our board-certified podiatrists are committed to providing personalized care in a welcoming environment. Dr. Jennifer Chow and Dr. Michael Krupa offer the latest surgical techniques and treat a range of conditions including arthritis, bunions, joint care, and more. If you're suffering from foot, ankle, or lower leg pain, we can help. Visit artesiageneral.com/foot care to request an appointment and begin your journey toward happier, healthier feet.
If you think the only job at a broadcast station is in front of a microphone, you're missing some great opportunities. The broadcasting industry in New Mexico is thriving and offers exciting career opportunities in many areas, including advertising sales, promotions, news, business administration, engineering, and more. Learn about these career opportunities by visiting the New Mexico Broadcasters Virtual Job Fair beginning Monday, February 5th and running through Friday, February 9th at broadcastersvirtualjobfair.com. This job fair will provide information about jobs available in the broadcast industry, as well as specific positions here at Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company. You'll have the opportunity to apply for great jobs online and begin your career in New Mexico's exciting broadcast industry. Minorities and women are strongly encouraged to visit. Stop by the New Mexico Broadcasters Job Fair, brought to you by Pecos Valley Broadcasting at www.broadcastersvirtualjobfair.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Public Library, Rocio Ortiz with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good. What department do you work at the library? Are you like in the children's section or
yes,
overall,
I'm the children and youth librarian. So I handle both children and the teen side.
So all the books and content at the library for the youth that goes through you.
Yeah.
So, good
kids
deal.
and teens.
So from everything from your Dr. Seuss and your early reading level books to your kind of graphic novels and things for teenagers.
Exactly.
And stuff like that too. So no matter where you are and what's cool in a book spectrum, where you're a teenager and like it's not cool to where it's very cool, they got you covered. By the way, it's always cool. I mean, I was one of those kids that, I didn't read much in high school, but when I turned 18, I found a book I liked, and that's what started. Because prior to that, I read, but it was because English class made you read To Kill a Mockingbird, whatever books you read, and I wasn't in it. But when I turned 18 and I found a book that I liked, and next thing you know, and since then I always like to read. So
all it takes is one book.
Yeah, and so I always school's important, and we want to teach all the reading and all that.
Yeah.
But sometimes doing that can inadvertently destroy sometimes people's love of reading.
It turns reading into a chore.
Exactly.
Instead of something for fun. Yeah.
And so that's why I love at the library reminding people, it can be a chore when you have to read things that are required to get to a thing, a promotion, a job, a grade in school or whatever. that is a necessary thing in life. That's the only way we learn and grow is through doing that.
Yeah.
But there's no law that says you have to read a book for some kind of advancement.
No.
You can read a book just to be entertained. Before there were movies and TV and all that, that's how the world entertained itself.
Yeah, books, exactly, novels.
And so, and even with the advent of the moving picture and all that kind of thing, there's still something a book can take you that a movie or a televised story can't give you.
Yeah, our brain, our imagination is a powerful tool, and that's why movies, when they're made from books, don't compare, because your brain, your imagination has created a wonderful story off of that book.
And it's not going to match what a director or a movie producer's vision of that would be.
Yeah.
Even the Harry Potter books.
Even Harry Potter, the Hunger Games, all of those, as great as the movies were, the books are so much better.
There's so much more details and depth in the characters.
Yeah.
And turns in the stories and things. And sometimes they're totally different stories, like especially when you get into like Stephen King books.
Yeah.
If you start reading Stephen King books and then you watch the Stephen King movies, some of them follow them pretty close, but there's some that you're like, is this even the same story?
Yeah, they can change the storyline. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I always say read books. Get that, every person of age in the city of Roswell should have a library card in their wallet.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just books. I mean, we have so many other services, programs.
And you could utilize the library and
Yeah.
utilize that card and do a bunch of things and technically not even set foot in the library.
Exactly.
Through the online stuff, through, like if you need tutoring help for your kids, or you want to get access to periodicals, or say you're going on a road trip and you want some audiobooks or some music or something to accompany the trip, or if you want to, like you're traveling around the state, they've got a pass that gets a family up to 6 into like 20 different venues around the state for free. Things like in Lincoln, you can go to the courthouse and all that for free. If you want to go to some of the museums in Albuquerque, I think like the Nuclear Museum, I think is one of those.
And I believe
a lot of the
in
art
Alamogordo, the Space Museum, I believe in Alamogordo. So
some of the like the Museum of the Horse and some of those are all included for free. You check the pass out like a book. You only get it for 7 days. And you can't renew it, and you can't like reserve it. You just literally got to walk up to the front desk, say I'd like the tourism pass, and they'll and they usually have plenty on hand, but it is a first come first serve.
It is,
and so they'll and so plan it. So if you you get it for 7 days. So if you know you're going to be gone for a few days, like the day before your trip or the morning of, swing on by the library, check it out. And then just bring it back in 7 days, and you can use it at all of those locations.
Yeah, and we're open 7 days a week, so there's no excuse.
Absolutely.
You can go any day.
Absolutely. So and so that's just some of the stuff you can utilize.
Yeah.
Now, I don't recommend you not going in the library. You should actually walk in there and
it's a beautiful building.
Spend some time.
Great books, services.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of the library. Like to me, the fun part about reading and things sometimes is going into saying, I got to get a new book, but I don't know what I'm going to get.
Browsing is a great pastime.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
So I like doing the same thing too.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie. I overthink it sometimes, and it can get into almost a mental health situation. Like, I don't know which one should I read. I mean, I can get that.
Yeah.
Where it becomes a hard decision.
I would suggest taking both.
And that's right.
And then you can always renew if you can't finish it in your 21 days that you have to read it. So.
Absolutely. But please utilize that library for the whole family. If the kids are there doing story time or doing some of the schoolwork type things or some of the activities, mom and dad, you can hang out and go grab a newspaper, go
magazine.
Go get a magazine or check out a book or you know what? Maybe you've been wanting to get involved in a certain activity or hobby or skill. Chances are you can find some stuff about it at the library to get your research started. So that being said, not only do you have these, of course, all these things, but every week there's events coming in at the library, and that's kind of where Rosie's here to kind of say, put these on your calendar.
Yes.
Speaking of calendars, the library puts out each month a two-sided monthly activity calendar. It's got all the story times, if there's special events planned for that month, or if we got like in the summer when you come up on summer reading time, that will tell you like all the fun activities from the summer reading.
Everything. Yeah.
So if you're smart, you can do an online version. You can go to the Facebook and Instagram and get all that. But if you like to put one on the fridge so the kids and the family can see it, you can come down at the beginning of each month at the library, pick up a new calendar, and then you can put it up on the fridge. And that way, as a family, you can kind of pick and choose.
Exactly.
Hey, that Saturday they're doing the story time. We want to make sure we're there. Or they're going to be doing the movie Friday here on that day. Let's do, it's Lego night. Let's bring the kids and play Legos. And so that way you can that way you don't miss all these events that we're about to tell you
can
about.
schedule your social calendar on what's going on in the library. Yeah.
And it's, and I love it, especially for younger kids that you're trying to entertain and educate at the same time.
Exactly,
and do things. And now you get to do fun things with them, and they don't realize they're learning STEM or science or something. And
they're just doing something fun.
Playing with some blocks or creating a little arts and crafts project.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they're doing. And so, and all of this is free of charge, by the way.
Free, nothing. We don't charge
some
at all.
of the events you do need to RSVP depending on the event, but most of it's come and go.
Yeah.
Sometimes if it's a book, like a lecture or something like that, where where there's limited spacing, sometimes they ask you to RSVP for those. But
sometimes,
but most of the time you just show up at the event, and like if it's like Dia de los Muertos or one of our special big events like that, it's usually like a 3 or 4 hour window, and you come anytime in between there and do as many of the activities as you can before you're on to the next thing.
Yeah, so. do as many as you like.
Yeah, so don't forget the Roswell Public Library has so much for your family, and all of it's free of charge, and all you have to do is go down and get a free library card, and then keep it in good standing when it's time to turn in your books and do all that.
And if you're running late, just renew them. Call us up. Renew it over the phone.
Yeah,
not a
you
big
can do it
deal.
over the phone. They've got the 24/7 drop off out there, so no matter if the library's open or closed, you can drop off your stuff. Any time of the day. So when there's a holiday and you're like, oh shoot, my book was supposed to be due back on the holiday. They're not open. No worries. Now I'm telling you, it's highfalutin. So if you're trying to avoid late fees and I did turn it in. It's computer scanned and knows exactly when you turned it in. So don't try that cheap mode. It is smarter than you.
Yes. Keeps better track of stuff.
But don't worry. They're not going to, if you just have fun with it. It's all there. There's so many convenient ways. And like I said, if you miss, say it's a day where it's closed and you're going on the road trip, go to the city's website. There's a link directly to the Roswell Public Library.
Yeah.
And you can access all of their online stuff. And again, downloading and stuff for free if you've got a library card and it's in good standing.
If you have the Libby app, I use that when I go on road trips. I just download a bunch of audiobooks, and that's what I listen to while I'm driving.
Okay.
And that's,
And I imagine it's all free.
It's all free. I just have to.
I love your Audibles and all that, but you can spend a lot of money downloading audiobooks on Audible. And next thing you know, you're like, "Dang, I'm broke. What happened? I just bought a couple books."
Yeah, no.
And so through the library here, you can get those books for free.
Free, and you have it there and ready to listen as soon as it's all it takes is a download.
And digital's different to me.
It is.
Like as an older, someone who grew up with books.
Yeah.
That's different. Yes, I'll check in book, but if it's a book I really like, I'd like to have a copy in my home.
There's nothing like the feel of a book in your hands, definitely.
But a digital, it feels way different. It's not like the days where you had your VCR and you kept your VHS tapes or DVDs up there. It's digital. And unfortunately, in the digital world, you only have it as long as you have that service.
Exactly.
So you buy movies or buy books through there, and that's great. But the moment you dump your Audible, all those books you own, you don't own anymore because you have no access to them.
Or
so
if
do
they
you really
take
own them?
the rights away, it happens.
Where you buy a book or you check out a book, it's
there.
It's right there, and the
always
power goes out. I mean, you might need to get a match or something, but there's nothing to stop you.
As long as you have a light source.
As long as you find something to read or you have vision or something.
Yeah.
But please utilize the library. It's so many. I don't care if you're a single person or with 12 kids. If your kids are grown or if your kids are or toddlers or whatever in between, there's something for your family at the Roswell
absolutely.
Now, that being said, I know we got a bunch of events coming up and things that we want to put on people's radar. So I guess I'll just kind of turn it over to you and kind of let you run down the list here.
Yeah, so the big one is tomorrow, Saturday. We have a Winnie the Pooh celebration.
Oh, nice.
It starts at 10, goes to around 1.
Okay.
1-ish. And we're going to have, we're going to be making honey popsicles. We're going to be making crafts like Winnie the Pooh ears.
Okay.
We're going to have a story time. Nice. So then everyone can just come in and...
So all things Winnie the Pooh.
All things Winnie the Pooh. It's all Winnie the Pooh decked out.
And it sounds like it's probably good for elementary age kids, probably about
it's maybe... for the whole family, but yeah, the little ones will really enjoy it. Yeah.
Your elementary age will probably be way more into the stories and the crafts.
Yeah. So, I mean, but who doesn't want a pair of, Eeyore ears or anything like that?
I don't know. Yeah. You had me at the sugar and the honey. So.
There you go. Yeah. Honey popsicles. I mean, come for the popsicles. We'll have, cookies and stuff too. So.
Absolutely.
And then coming up on March, we have a local author, Boyd Barrett. He's going to be reading his book. It's a children's book, That Silly Old Painter. So
he's an author and actor. You may have seen him in many plays. Like he does a lot of stuff with
he's
communal theater, and so
I know he's prepping for stuff right now.
Kind of a little celebrity in his own right here in Roswell. Here,
so you want to see him? He will be reading his book.
Very good.
At the library March 30th.
And he's got an actor's voice, so he can do it in a way that's
He'll really
he'll put the story in the voice and everything.
Yeah.
So he'll bring it to life for you.
Yeah, and then obviously before that on March 23rd we have Touch a Truck, so we'll have a bunch of trucks out there.
Oh, can't go wrong with that.
No, it's fun.
I ain't gonna lie. I bet you have just as many grown men and women as you do kids that want to touch the fire trucks or
who doesn't want to touch a big old truck?
Yeah, it's like no matter, garbage truck, pole truck, don't matter. I want to check it out.
Yeah.
If it's big in a truck and it does things, I want to see what that's all about.
Yeah.
So. It's like the sheriff's department when they bring out that big old that I guess it's technically a riot vehicle, but it literally is a tank with tires that are the size of most people's sheds. And they'll put in parades and stuff every once in a while. And I guess if there is a riot situation, they actually need it. But it is Roswell, Alpha, that kind of stuff. But I don't care what you say. I want to get in that thing. I want to walk around. I want to drive. And I want to. And I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to do monster truck things with it. I'm like, I want to. It's like, can I crush cars or jump over things with it or something?
When you see something with huge tires, you just want to
we all turn into children.
Yeah,
we all do, and I don't care what your age is or what it is or what you're into. Even if you're the most, I don't want nothing to do with machines and stuff. Something big roaring there, you're gonna want to see what's going on.
Exactly.
But and that'll be in March.
That'll be March.
Okay.
April, we've got Day of the Child, Day of the Book coming up, and then on to May, obviously, Cinco de Mayo, and then on to our summer programs, June and July. And
that'll get underway. And don't forget, the summer reading program is not just for kids. It is also for the adults as well.
Teens and adults,
There is basically an adult version and the children's version. And when if you enter as an adult, you complete the program, you'll get a prize as an adult would like.
Yeah.
Gift certificates to food and things like that. We're not going to give you pencil erasers.
No.
Things that kids are into.
Yeah, we're not going to give you the little toys like the kids.
Yeah,
we'll get,
but the kids will do that, and so you just keep reading. And basically, it's really fun. Each week, you turn in your timesheets and basically just make trips to the library, pick out your favorite book, and read it.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. And then you encourage your kids. A lot of times, parents will do it with their kids to kind of encourage the kids. So now if you got infants and babies, you can read to them. That counts towards the story time.
It does.
All of that too, which is a great thing. If you have an infant baby, start reading to them. As soon as they're breathing, you can start reading to them. That's really, they absorb that stuff and the studies, the science is all there. Kids that were read to and kids that were, actively engaged in that at infant levels, the foundation's there. Their test scores, their reading comprehension, all of those things are much higher than kids that weren't exposed to it till school age.
Yeah, they're learning from a young age to engage their brains already to, know, what's going on and exercising that brain.
So when they do preschool story times and all that each week in Spanish and English, bring your kids to both of them.
Yeah.
I don't care what your native language is. Bring them to both of them, because if you can instill in your young toddler a second language at that age,
it helps.
You know how much better. Like when we try to learn in high school, that's why none of us do. I took Spanish in high school, and we don't remember none of it because they start us in high school.
Yeah,
they need to start that when they're like learning to walk and learning to move. That's the same time you communicate in both, especially when you live in a multicultural place like this, where there's as many Spanish speakers as non-Spanish speakers at a given time. You know what I mean? It would serve your children so well in whatever they do in life, even if they don't, career-wise to conversationally, they're just going to be that better equipped.
Yeah.
And so you're doing your kid a service by bringing them to the bilingual preschool story times and all that. It's all because they, you know, and just to give you a quick example, I know I'm windbagging here, but my brother, he went to college in New York City at the SUNY Maritime Academy. Okay. His roommate in college was a guy from Russia.
Oh, wow.
He's from Russia, but he lives in the United States. His mom came to New York City from Russia back when he was a little baby.
Yeah.
And he literally learned all of his English by watching TV. He watched TV, watched shows, and to be honest, and I haven't talked to him in 20 years, but back then, if you would have talked to him, you could have a whole conversation, and probably, if he never told you, wouldn't even realize he's Russian. Every once in a while, he'll slip a word in, and he's got that Russian accent to it, and you're like, ooh. But to be honest, if my brother would have never told me, I just would have talked to him. I think he's just some dude from New York. But because they're so engrossed in the culture and in the language, he picks it up, and that's how you learn languages.
That's the best way. Getting in there in the culture of society.
So expose your children to all of that. If there's chances to get them into bilingual things, do it, because when they get older, you don't realize how better equipped and prepared to navigate whatever life's going to hand them they'll be.
Yeah.
And it is it's one of those things, and it really is. It's just coming on a Wednesday afternoon, setting your kid down and letting them hear the book.
So it's Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon, I was like, I know they moved them around a little bit, but
so Tuesday afternoon.
That's why you get the calendar, so you have it on your fridge. And you know exactly when days these are too.
Yeah.
Good deal. I know I got a sidetracked here a little bit, but what else do we want to put on people's radar here?
Just, these are our big programs. Summer reading is going to be a big deal. We already have a lot of performers lined up. But we do have a couple new programs. I mean, we always have the STEAM stuff that Kate does. That's every first and third Saturday of the month. But then we have a Charlie card. We're doing that the second Saturday of the month. And that's basically learning through food. So, you go in there, we'll do a little something, not a full meal or anything, but,
kind of learn a snack or learn how to prep a...
and it's learning healthy food education. Yeah. So, we've had apple tasting. We've done flavored butters. We did little tamalitos for Christmas. Nice. And then we've got a lot of different stuff coming up.
Parents, that's STEM too, in case you didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Cooking is all chemistry. At the end of the day, cooking is really just a mixing of ingredients and mixing. No different than chemistry.
And you're using math because they're measuring,
the
ingredients.
Weights and measurements and everything else. STEM is very much part in the chef career field. Or so and again, every human being should be able to cook food.
Oh yeah.
Every human being should have the ability to cook food, and if you're a parent, you need to instill those. And I don't care who your kid is, the manliest of men to the feminist of people, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Everybody should have the cooking skill. Don't gender role that or this or whatever. At some point in your life, you're going to be on your own. Yeah. There ain't going to be no one there to fix your meal.
And that's the whole point. You want to be able to...
Mommy and Daddy are going to be able to do that.
Yeah, if you're alone, don't just go to the nearest fast food every day. Once in a while, it's all good, but knowing how to get those ingredients and making something.
I'm not saying you have to be the next Gordon Ramsay or nothing. No. But you have the ability to cook a meal that isn't burnt or undercooked or will get you sick.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And to be honest, you might find it fun after a while.
Yeah.
Too. And that's where kids, and if you do it at that age with the kids and work with them, you'll garner that love. I know so many families and parents, they'll incorporate their kids into making the cookies or making, if they're doing like Christmas time and they're doing their traditions and stuff. Incorporate the kids and all of that stuff.
And that's one thing I say is like cooking is one of those things that you don't know that you like or that you're good at until you're actually doing it.
Sure, exactly. Yeah. And you don't realize it. And then the passion comes in.
Yeah.
Next, you never know. You might come out to this event and you've just found your kid's next passion. And next thing you know, they're the next restaurant owner with with their own types of dishes and cuisine and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're busy. They're the one on TV doing the celebrity cooking shows and all that
exactly.
Stuff. But so that's what the library's for.
That's what it's for.
So participate in these activities. Come out when there's the weekend. And there's stuff for the adults too. Like we're talking a lot with the kids, but I know like the Master Gardeners come out
we have
each month. So if you love planting and gardening, and want to learn tips and things like that. And they're that's not just some title they give that sounds cool, like we're master gardeners.
No, they've earned it.
They've earned it. They take classes, and these people truly are master gardeners.
And it's a big class.
It is.
We had I think 50 people at the beginning of this month, and I mean they know their stuff. And people are taking advantage.
It
so
gets
come
really
on
into
down.
the science of growing, and so. And it doesn't matter if you know nothing about this, they help you.
Exactly.
If you have a little bit, then they can get into the weeds, pardon the pun, with the more science and math side of what they do. But it's really
great.
cool.
There's chess also.
Yeah.
So
they meet once a month as well.
Once a month as well.
Yeah.
Just get the calendar.
And they're always looking for new members.
Yeah, and it's from beginners to pros. Chess masters
Whatever your
as
level
well.
is,
Yeah, you can just go in there and play some chess.
Well, that's the beauty of chess. Chess is one of those games that you can probably learn the rules in about 10 minutes, but it takes an entire lifetime to master.
Yeah.
Whereas the rules are simple, but the strategy is infinite.
It's the strategy.
And that's where you, and that's why, when you talk to like logic and these, kind of quote unquote, sophisticated people, that's why they put so much stock in chess, because it's a foundational tool to teach logic, reason skills, and many of the things that they use on a daily basis to navigate life.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. But
and by the way, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Just exercises your brain. And that's
absolutely
the point of the library.
Yeah.
Exercise your brain.
And that's something, as we get older, like I see a lot more, they always talk about your body and working out and things, but your brain is the same thing, and reading and constantly having a book going and doing things like that. That's in essence working out for your brain. That's you doing arm curls and leg lifts with your brain. It's the same thing.
And especially with, we're all in front of a device and a screen, and that kind of like numbs the brain. You need something to like revive it up. So
yeah, absolutely.
We've got books, we've got magazines, we've got programs for you guys to go in there and exercise your brain.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of the library. I guarantee you, there is something in that library that's going to pique your interest.
Absolutely,
every human on the planet. There is literally thousands and thousands of subjects and topics and stories for you at your fingertips.
And if you don't know what you want to read, right now we have a blind date with a book. It's right up front in circulation. There's just kind of like a little summary of the book, but you don't know who's the author, what the title is. And you kind of take a chance like you would on a blind date.
Very cool.
Check out the book and read it, and you might like it, you might not. Because sometimes that stops. It's like, I don't know what I want to read. Just pick up.
And that's great for readers, too, that because we pigeonhole ourselves in our book reading. If you're a mystery person, you tend to start gravitating toward mysteries, and you start, next thing you know, there's other. And so things like this kind of force you to read things that you normally wouldn't grab yourself.
Yes.
The other way I always like to do that, do you guys still do book clubs? Where there's a different book each month or two, where they kind of.
We don't have it at the moment. I know the books again. Our friends of the library, they have a book club.
Okay.
And then, but we have the books for them at the library.
Participate in those too, because now not only do you read a book that may or may not be something that you would have picked up for yourself, but now you're going to get other people's perspective of the same book. Like you'll read a book and interpret it a certain way. Someone else may read that book and interpret it completely different to you. And that's what the beauty of book club is it forces you to see things from other perspectives, and at the same time allows you to share your thoughts and feelings on how a book, what it means to you. And as you hear yourself talk about it, it might convince, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you start talking and you realize, I guess I did like it better than I thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or you don't realize how much it hit you until you start talking about
so
it.
you kind of break it down and you do it in front of people, and then it kind of all clicks for you. So,
and sometimes it's just fun. There's an interesting part of the book. You just want to talk to someone about it.
Yeah, it's like any other thing. You watch a show or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Whoa.
Yeah.
Same thing with book club. Did you read that?
Did you get to chapter 2 already?
How crazy was that? Yeah, exactly. So please, and I'm guessing if someone says, hey, I'd like to start that up again or whatever.
Yeah.
Come to the library. I'm sure they can help you out with that. Say we'll be happy to set books aside for you so you can check them out and all of that. And
can set up our meeting rooms aside for special
And I know
meetings.
You guys work with other libraries around the state. So like if you know the book and maybe the library doesn't have it here, but library in Farmington may have 10 copies. They do like a borrow exchange program.
It's our interlibrary loan, I mean, we've gotten some. We got one from Kansas City.
Oh, very nice. So it's bigger New Mexico.
Yeah, we try to stick to New Mexico, obviously, because it's faster to get.
Sure.
But if we can find another library somewhere else that has it, we will work with them to get that book.
So if you don't find it on the shelves or when you're looking for it, talk to them. Say, okay, I didn't notice it. Maybe it's checked out. Maybe, but like I said, maybe they can, use their magic and say, well, you know what, we don't, but Alamogordo's got a bunch.
Yeah,
we can
will work
to
get that book for you.
Yeah.
We're not just gonna be like, sorry. We will work to get that book for you.
And that's the beauty of the libraries. They're all, they work hand in hand and in concert with that kind of stuff because they all have the same end game. We want a better, literate, engaged society.
Yes.
And by reading and by interacting and the things that are available to you at the library, all of those things foster that.
Yes.
So that's what it does.
Exactly.
So, and especially, I was saying this a lot during COVID, but it still doesn't slow down. Because of what COVID did to really a certain sect of our kids. Because of just the time they grew up, when they were hitting school right when COVID hit, they didn't know how school worked. And so they had to, learn it in a weird way. And I'm going to even guess that batch of kids is probably still having some kind of catch-up issues in their school.
I think so, yeah.
But my point is, as parents, you've got to make that gap up. The kids your child is going to grow no matter what the world's doing right now. And they're going to hit milestones in their life where they got to have these things in it in order to kind of get to the next phase.
Yeah.
And when it comes to reading and a lot of the things that unfortunately they get by being in school and picking up, not necessarily in a book, but just
the interactions and stuff.
Learning how to socialize, learning how to, the rules and procedures. It's not okay to just start talking when the teacher talks. That's the stuff they learn at that level. They know it by the time they get to 5th grade, but in kindergarten, that's what they're teaching them.
Yeah.
And in 1st grade, that's what they're teaching them is how to be students.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids miss that, so they don't. But also, these are the fundamental years, the years where they're learning the things that are foundation for their education to get to the next thing. And so as parents, they need that regardless whether there's COVID or not COVID or school or not school. And so that's where the Roswell Public Library comes in.
Absolutely.
Where can I get a alternative to where I can't get at this particular time?
Exactly.
And the library has all that through their tutorial helps, through their own books and things. If you're doing homeschooling and that kind of stuff, they've got lots of assets and packages.
We have
and
a lot
programs
of
to help you with that.
a lot of material, a lot of book material, but also the socializing that they might not get. That's why the story time is great.
Absolutely.
That they might not, because they're not going to like a traditional school. So they can just come in and, talk to some kids, play with some kids, interact with them, hear a little
story. The part
story.
of school that's not the classroom part, the lunchtime part. The
a
part
little
where so-and-so is it, the social side. The part where you develop that side of the human being.
Exactly.
So, and that's the part we all have to remember, even as parents. And it's our kids, and you know them because you're raising them and all that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's easy to forget. These are kids that are developing. They're finding their way in the world. They're still learning the world. They don't have 20, 30, 40, 50 years of experience to go from here.
Yeah.
They've got what you've told them and what they see in front of their face.
Yeah, and they soak up everything.
And so the more you give them, the more that they can have, the more choices they get. That's really what it is, to give your kid options. So if you fill them with as much knowledge as possible, then when they hit to that, when it's time for them to be them, they got the tools and the options. Do they want to be a construction worker? Do they want to be a president? Do they want to be an astronaut?
Engineer,
Do they want to be an artist? Whatever it is, they've got the skill sets. They've got the thing because. And let's face it, life is you have to be a utility person. You have to be kind of a jack of all trades to navigate life. Yeah, you've got your passion, but you still got to know how to cook. You still got to know how to pay your taxes. You still got to know how to own a house. And so the library teaches the ability to reason and do logic to navigate those things that they don't teach in a classroom, like how to balance a checkbook or how to how to make toast or how to make a dinner for you or how to wash your clothes. The things that really parents teach, they mentor on.
And then the beauty of it is also if they touch on it a little bit in school, like an introduction to a part of history or a part of science, you then have, take the child or yourself, your teen, go to the library and do a deep dive on whatever subject or whatever piqued your interest.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's how you learn more about things, And that's why I know in the world of books and everything, we don't, books are king. But if you watched a movie or a television show and it inspired you to go grab books and learn a whole bunch of stuff, then I call that a win. Because that's kind of what I did. I'd watched Apollo 13 or whatever it is growing up. And then I went and read a whole book about the Apollo program and everything.
Exactly.
And so, but that movie and like The Right Stuff.
Yeah.
And those movies, they inspired me, and I started reading books all about the Mercury 7 astronauts and the Apollo missions and all of that stuff. And now people are like, how do you know all this stuff? It's like, I literally watched a movie, got inspired by it, and did my own. Nowadays, they Google everything. But I went and picked up a book about it, and I read about it.
But be careful with Google, because you don't know what site you're going into.
Exactly.
It could just be someone's
That's why
personal
you go to the
site.
library and you talk, say, hey, I want some solid information on this stuff. And that way, And that's another thing. Giving your children these logic and reasoning skills. They're even more so than you and I as adults. They need that skill set, because things that we just trust, you can't trust anymore.
No.
And, you kind of reminded me of the Google thing.
Yeah.
Here. It's like, and the only way you can wisen your kids up to that stuff is to educate and to train them to think for themselves and to use reasoning skills to say, this looks shady to me. I should not trust it. Or look, this confirms this is a trusted. And you need that now more than ever in this world. And to be honest, human beings are less and less equipped to do that.
Yeah, we're getting complacent. We're just kind of trusting everything that's coming up on our devices.
Yeah.
And we have to learn how to fact check and, check multiple sources. Don't take everything at face value.
Exactly. And
that's,
unfortunately,
that's
we kind of grew up at a time where, and I don't know if it's just the way of the world and people, it's no different than like your kid. Like I remember my parents telling me we never locked doors and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's generational, the difference evolving. And for us, it's kind of like, we just turn on the news and trusted what it was. And nowadays, it's like, it's all opinion. It's all someone's opinion in between there. But that's kind of what we're learning as adults. It's like, all right, well, what was a staple in our growing up is not the case anymore. And so we have to train the younger generations to say, be on guard about that. What they say, trust but verify is a term you're gonna, take at face value, but then verify if what they're saying is true. And then when you've done that to them enough times and they've come up aces every time, then you can say, all right, maybe I can give them face value.
Yeah.
But you have to earn that.
Exactly.
But that's what the library, and I know it sounds weird, I'm way off everything here, but that's what the library
it
creates.
is.
It creates that. So.
It does. That's what we're there for, the programs and stuff like that. But go in there and do your own research.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it is.
It is. I just saw the time. They're about to kick me off the radio here. It's 10 o'clock. Is there anything we wanted to cover that I got sidetracked on?
No, the big programs are there. We have our weekly programs, Mother Goose on the Loose, our preschool story time. We have music and movement to help the kids move. It's also for preschoolers on Thursdays. And then we have a reading therapy dog Thursday afternoons. Read to Zoe. So if you have a kid that's having a little trouble reading, or you just want to go in there and read to a dog,
just give me an excuse to hang out with the puppy and the dogs. Yeah, it's a good thing. So, and then come out for Winnie
come
the
out
Pooh
this
tomorrow.
Saturday,
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. It's a come and go. So
you don't have to stay for the whole thing. Go do as much as you want.
But if you want to do everything, you might want to get there closer to 10. Then was it 1 o'clock when it wraps up?
Especially the honey popsicles, we do have to freeze them. So get there as quickly as possible. Get there as quickly as possible.
But if you do get there with like an hour left, no biggie. Just pick your favorites, and we'll make happen as much as we can and all that. But whatever time you've got available during that time period, come on out to the library.
Yes.
Again, it's free. No RSVPs, no nothing.
Just show
come
up
as you are and ready to have some fun. Bring the kids and come poo with us.
Exactly.
That didn't come out right. Winnie the Pooh with us. Let me check that. That is all right. So good deal. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
Absolutely,
okay? All right. It is 10 o'clock. We're done. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your day. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell. Not tomorrow, Monday. You're listening to it is Friday. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. Take care, everybody.
Recommendation is
How
totally
bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad I let you speak.
In the Justice Department report, Mr. Biden described as an elderly man with a poor memory. On the battlefront, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says he's ordered the military to prepare a plan for the evacuation of the population of the southern city of Rafah in the Gaza Strip ahead of an expected ground invasion. Rafah, the last remaining Hamas stronghold, according to Israel, and it needs to send in troops to complete its war plan. Heavy snow has shut down parts of major interstates in northern Arizona, while low-lying clouds delayed more than 100 flights farther south in Phoenix. The Dow is down 144 points, but the NASDAQ ahead 141. More at townhall.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-727-9105. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105.
Meta has removed Instagram and Facebook accounts run on behalf of Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
The move follows criticism over his support for Hamas after its brutal terror attack on Israel. Meta says it removed the accounts for repeatedly violating its dangerous organizations and individuals policy. There's been no immediate comment from Iran's mission to the UN. Iran has provided arms and support to Hamas, along with other like-minded proxies that have carried out attacks on U.S. military personnel and commercial shipping in the Red Sea. Rich Thomason reporting.
Farmers in Italy, Spain, and Poland continue to demonstrate as part of ongoing protest against European Union farming policies and to demand measures to combat production cost hikes, reduced profits, and unfair competition from non-EU countries. Breaking news and analysis.